You are looking live at the Field of Champions on the campus of Piedmont High School for FNN's coverage of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets and the Piedmont Bulldogs in this big Class 3A Region 6 matchup here this evening. And yes, I know it's still early in the 2015 campaign, but this game tonight could very easily decide the championship of Region 6. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Ellison alongside Cody Spoon. Down on the field is Kelly Talby. And Cody, glad to have you with us tonight. And I know, just like me and just like everybody that's making their way out to the stadium tonight, really been looking forward to this one.
Well, it's great to be in the booth tonight. Like you said, a great matchup tonight in 3A Region 6. Talked to Coach Smith earlier today, and as you alluded to earlier, he said this game right here could easily set up Glencoe. With a win here, Glencoe could clinch the region as they've played a couple of the more tougher teams in this region, as Piedmont really hasn't gotten into the meat of the schedule until this game tonight.
Both these teams come in undefeated, 3-0 overall, undefeated as well, of course, in region play, and top 10 teams, Cody. I've got Glencoe coming in at number 9 this week in the 3A division, Piedmont in at number 3. So two of the good ones here in Class 3A we'll see here tonight.
Yes, sir. And both of their previous games, Piedmont, they defeated Ohatchee 40-13 last week. And Glencoe, they had to come from behind against Westbrook Christian, but they won on the last, kind of there in the final minutes of the game, and they did beat Westbrook Christian 50-43. Like I said earlier, this is a Glencoe team that has been tested this year. Some say they should have won that game in the Champions Challenge versus Gordo, a very good Gordo team. Some might consider them the best team in Class 3A, and so they've had that nail biter at Walter Welborn. So like we've talked about earlier, this should be a great matchup here tonight.
Yeah, that game played down at the Crampton Bowl. It did not count as far as the regular season and the records are concerned, but Coach Lee Osmet, head coach of Glencoe, I would think his team learned a lot, even though they came out on the short end of that score against a very good Gordo team.
Yes, sir. Those games right there are the games where you find out what type of resiliency that your team has, and it can kind of give you a gauge as to how the rest of the season is going to go for your guys. So I feel like a loss that early in the season, as you alluded to, it's something that doesn't even count toward the season record. I feel like that gives him something that he could build on, and as this team moves forward through the 2015 season.
It's a big one tonight, folks. Piedmont and Glencoe. Glad to have you along here on FNN. Right now, we'll step aside. We'll take our first break. We'll be back with more of our pregame activities. Stay with us on the Friday Night Network.
Hi, I'm Donnie Allison. This is the reason that Sonny King Ford is #1 and been that way since 1922.
It's not because we're throwing a payment at you that isn't mathematically possible. It's not because we offer $10,000 off even though we can't really do it. It's because our employees are our heartbeat. Great people being fair and transparent no matter what. Simply providing for their loved ones without selling their integrity. That's what's different at Sonny King Ford. It's where a handshake still matters.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Calhoun Insurance in Oxford is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. At Eye Care Alabama, it's our personal one-on-one approach to optometry that keeps patients coming back. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and the team strive to provide the finest in optometry services, including complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Please browse our website to learn more about our optometry services, and we invite you to join our patient family by scheduling an eye exam appointment at any of our offices in Piedmont, Roanoke, or Heflin. Eye Care Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
At Johnson's Giant Food, we pride ourselves with having the freshest produce in town. Our goal is to provide you with produce that not only looks, but tastes like it just came off the farm. And your family's safety is our foremost concern. That's why we wrap and seal our produce, for freshness and safety. That way, you are not buying a product that has been picked over and handled by others. At Johnson's Giant Food, quality and freshness is our pledge to you.
And welcome back to the Field of Champions here in Piedmont. Glencoe and Piedmont will be kicking things off here at the top of the hour. FNN's coverage of high school football. Of course, a week ago, we were at South Talladega County down in the Marble City, Sylacauga, as the Aggies played host to Beauregard, and that was a high-scoring affair. 42-27 was the final score in that one, as we'll take a look at some of the highlights from last week. And the game started, as you see right there. That young man, a transfer from Opelika, and he's only a sophomore. That's LaDamian Webb. The opening play from scrimmage, 65 yards worth, as Webb had over 300 yards on the ground last week. Not too bad, huh, Cody, when you rush for over 300?
No, sir, not at all. And it looks like big backs. It looks like he has a little bit of speed once he get out into open space. So good job.
Of course, Sylacauga there, of course, Alex Thomason had over 200 yards on the ground. See him scoring a touchdown right there. But that was a tough loss for the Aggies last week. Of course, they participating at the Class 5A level, and there you see LaDamian Webb, just one of his many big runs. And again, I emphasize, and I know it kind of raised your eyebrows there, Cody, the fact that he's just a 10th grader. So I know Beauregard will enjoy his performances in the next couple of years.
Definitely, no doubt about that at all.
Big crowd on hand as well. Of course, you see a big interception return also by Beauregard. I think that was their 5th interception as a team, and it was only their 3rd game of the year. Webb scoring another touchdown. It was just Webb, and Webb throughout the evening. And again, Beauregard, a very impressive win last week. Sylacauga tonight is open, as Coach Matt Griffith's Aggies will not be playing tonight. They'll be getting ready for Childersburg next week. That's a big county rival there, as the Aggies will be taking on the Childersburg Tigers. Tonight, Beauregard returns home, and they are playing my alma mater, the Talladega Tigers, tonight. That game being played down at Lee County. But Beauregard, very impressive with their victory last week over the Sylacauga Aggies. Now, let's move back to tonight. Yes, we have a big game here this evening, and boy, that's an understatement. But we've got a number of big games in the area we'd like to take a look at right now. Not only Glencoe and Piedmont, but another team that got themselves a big one this evening. That's Bob Jones hosting Gadsden City tonight, and there you see that the Titans have to take out one of the top teams in the state. Of course, Bob Jones, one of the larger schools in the state of Alabama, and that's going to be a tough task, Cody, for the Titans as they go on the road this evening. That game played up at Patriot Stadium.
Yes, sir. After that opening loss to Auburn, Gadsden City just decided to play football, and they've been doing a good job over the last few weeks. And tonight, if they can upset this Bob Jones team, that would be even bigger of a win for this Gadsden City Titans squad.
Yeah, Gadsden City again at Bob Jones tonight, and as Cody said, tough loss to start the year as Gadsden fell to Auburn, a game you saw right here on FNN. Moving right along, Mortimer Jordan, a big favorite tonight as they take on St. Clair County. And as you see there, Mortimer Jordan and Alexandria seem to be on a collision course, and possibly the top two teams there in Region 5 of Class 4A.
Like you said, Mortimer Jordan versus Alexandria, that could easily end up deciding Region 5 in Class 4A. But tonight should be a pretty good game between Mortimer Jordan and St. Clair County. But the Blue Devils, they look like they could get that win tonight.
And again, that game will be played there at Odenville. Moving along, Elmore County at Leeds. Now, who would have thought, and you see it right there, that the team coming in undefeated would be Elmore County instead of Leeds? But that's the case here tonight. But Leeds, I know they're going to bounce back and just get better week in, week out under Coach Etheridge, and got the home field advantage tonight. You see they'll be playing at Homer Miles Stadium.
Coach Etheridge not afraid to play a tough schedule, even to begin the year. And as you said, they've started out the season what some would not expect, but overall, I think by the time this team is ready for the playoffs, they will do some special things moving forward. So
the Green Wave hosting Elmore County tonight. Elmore County, of course, coming off a big win last week over Munford down in Eclectic. Moving on, we've got other big games in the area that we will try to get to, and there you see a battle of Oxford and Opelika tonight, and ain't gonna be easy for the Yellow Jackets on the road.
No, sir, not at all. I've seen Opelika play quite a few times, and very good, very well coached football team, very talented team, and like you say, Oxford's going to have their hands full tonight as they travel down there to Lee County to play Opelika.
Yeah, of course, Opelika team that's put a lot of points on the board early on here in the 2015 season, but again, Oxford and Coach Herring may have to play their best game of the year tonight to have a chance in this one. And out at the Cove tonight, out at Alumni Field, TC Central will be hosting Wadley, the Bulldogs. Another big one there. Victory Christian is undefeated after a big win last week over TC, but I know TC wants to bounce back tonight against the Bulldogs.
If TCC wants to stay kind of in the race for this region, they're definitely going to have to get a win tonight in order to stay competitive. And Wadley looking to be really the class of Class 1A Region 5, but they're going to have a match on their hands tonight.
Wadley and TC Central coming up tonight, and as I said, that game will be played at the Cove. Also tonight on FNN2. What am I saying here? FNN2. We're better than those other guys. We've got Hanley and Munford. That game will be being at Munford Stadium tonight. You see that Hanley coming in 3-0 on the year, and it's homecoming also for Munford tonight, I might add. And a tough loss for the Lions last week as they went on the road and lost one in the very last minute to Elmore County. And you see that 49-48 score there in front of you. But still, big game there for these two teams, and, of course, has a lot to say about postseason play.
Coach Larry Strain has the Hanley Tigers off to a great start this year, 3-0. As you can see, they failed to make the playoffs in 2014. And Coach Bill Smith comes in to take over this Munford team after Coach Will Wagnon headed out to Hazel Green to take on that job. So he's got his this Hanley team ready for this matchup with, this Munford team ready for this matchup against Hanley.
And again, you will be able to see that game on FNN2 tonight. And our game, that brings us to our game here this evening. You see, a year ago, Glencoe made it all the way to the semifinals before losing to Madison Academy. 13-1 was their final mark back in 2014, and 8-4 mark a year ago for Piedmont. But tonight, they both come in undefeated. And, of course, one of these two teams, Cody, will walk away leading the pack after this one is over tonight, and it's anybody's ball game.
Definitely so. Last year, Glencoe gets the win 31-28. They kind of get that monkey off their back. It had been a long time since Glencoe had beat Piedmont, so definitely a big win last year at home for Coach Lee Osmond and these Yellow Jackets. Look for a great game tonight. I talked to Coach Smith earlier today, and he talked about the biggest thing in this game. Piedmont did not establish the run last year. They had to rely on the pass. So this year he said he knows for a fact Piedmont has to establish the run and stop the run. That's something that Piedmont had trouble with last year, as Glencoe put up over 300 yards on the ground last year. So look for that to Coach Smith to go back to his bread and butter. We all know he loves to run the football, and it should be a slobber knocker, so to speak, between these two teams tonight.
And, of course, Piedmont, no more C.J. Savage. I recall that game a year ago, and what a ball game that young man had.
Yes, sir.
All right, Piedmont and Glencoe, we're just slowly getting there to the opening kickoff. We'll take another break. We'll be back with more of our pregame from the Field of Champions. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Now what?
Let's go. That way.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Visit Cycle World in Gadsden today or online at cycleworldonline.com.
Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Charles Goff in Rainbow City. State Farm is there.
Mr. G's is Glencoe's friendly neighborhood hometown grocery.
Oh, gotta go. Gotta get this, and this.
You'll always find fresh produce.
Meat. Gotta get meat.
And the best meat anywhere at Mr. G's. They'll even cut it to order.
Gotta get this, and this. Yep, gotta get that. Gotta go.
You'll find all your favorite soft drinks and snacks, too.
That was fast. Checkout line, here I come.
Thank you for shopping at Mr. G's, where we get you out quickly.
Oh, thank goodness.
He doesn't need your help until he does. 3 cylinders, dual overhead cams, and 50 horsepower. Go bold, go powerful, go Gator.
See the full line of John Deere Gators, riding mowers, and tractors today at Piedmont Outdoor.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Pre-game activities continuing from the Field of Champions. Jeff Ellison alongside Cody Spoon down on the field will be joining us shortly as Callie Talby. You see the Glencoe marching band on the field. A lot of big games in the area. We've talked about, of course, the top 10 throughout the state of Alabama. We can take a look at that right now as we will first start with Class 7A. And, of course, Class 7A, the largest classification in the state of Alabama. Of course, just last year they moved up from 6 total classes to 7. What do you think about that, Cody? You like the 7th class?
I think it's a good way to try to get some national exposure, so to speak, for the state of Alabama. Those 7A teams kind of give you the option to, if an ESPN or something like that comes calling, wants to put some of these games on television. I'm a big fan of some of these bigger schools going up into their own classification. They can kind of duke it out and see who can be crowned the state champion in 7A.
You see the top 10 in 7A right there. Surprise, surprise, Hoover at number 1. Prattville did get one first-place vote this week, and Gadsden City coming in at number 6 with their only loss to Auburn. James Clemens, Theodore Murphy and Foley down in South Alabama rounding out the top 10 there. As we move on to the 6A classification, Clay Chalkville, Spanish Fort heading the pack. Opelika, we talked about earlier, taking on Oxford tonight. Benjamin Russell from down in Tallapoosa County. Homewood now in the top 10 at number 9. A lot of good teams there in 6A.
Definitely so. Clay Chalkville and Spanish Fort, as you mentioned, Opelika, a few of the teams that you expect to see at the top of the top 10 year in and year out.
Class 5A as we drop down to that classification, and a little bit of a shakeup there as you see Jackson from down South Alabama coming in as the number 1 ranked team and got all the first place votes this week as well. The Gunnersville Wildcats at number 4. Mortimer Jordan, there you see at number 7. Madison County, Greenville, and Beauregard, a team we saw last week down in Sylacauga. And Beauregard breaks the top 10 there. 4A classification as we are moving right along. And UMS Wright, is that a surprise? I think not.
I don't think anyone would be shocked to see UMS Wright. I think the only shock would to see them ever outside of the top 10. I think that's the only time you get shocked when you see UMS Wright.
And do not forget about Leeds, of course, the Green Wave, in at number 5, even though they have those 2 losses. Sacks in at number 6. Their only loss of the year was to Welborn, a game you saw right here on FNN. Dadeville, Deschler, and Andalusia rounding out the top 10 there in 4A. And now in 3A as we continue on down the line here, Madison Academy. They're 3-1, but again, Madison Academy is Madison Academy.
Always. And, you know, Malik Miller, there were a lot of questions as far as Kerryon Johnson moving on to college football. But Malik Miller in the offseason, he cut some weight. He has become the workhorse for Madison Academy. And Gordo, the team that we talked about, they, so like I say, some people consider them, essentially they are 1 and 2. There you go, right there in the top of Class 3A.
And, of course, the 2 teams we have here tonight, that's Glencoe and Piedmont there in the top 10 of 3A. And in 2A, Elba, again, another South Alabama team there at number 1. Tanner, the Rattlers from up near Athens, Alabama at number 2. Cleveland, Fife, Red Bay, Pickens County, you see them there. Randolph County from down in Wedowee there at number 8. And the final classification, we drop down to the smaller schools in 1A. And there you will see, as we will flip from 2A to 1A, we hope, and yes, we do, Maplesville in at number 1, Linden, Hubbardville, Cedar Bluff, McKenzie, and you brought it up earlier before we went on the air, Cody, the fact that Spring Gardens in there at number 9.
Yes, sir. Got a big win last week, and another name in there in the top 10, Hackleburg. I've seen them play a couple of times. Really solid football team. I've seen them play in the past. I haven't had the privilege to see them play in the 2015 season.
So there you have the top 10 in all classifications this week, according to the Alabama Sports Writers Association. We'll take another break. We'll be back with a look at tonight's starting lineups and talk more about our game here tonight, Glencoe and Piedmont from the Field of Champions on the Friday Night Network.
This FNN High School Football Sports Exclusive is presented by Sonny King Ford. Here yesterday, here tomorrow on Quintard Avenue in Anniston, where a handshake still matters. And by Samco Express Marts. With over 30 locations in the area, there's always one close by. Tonight's game is sponsored by Calhoun Insurance. For all your auto, home, business, or life insurance needs, visit us in Jacksonville, Anniston, or Gadsden. By Cycle World Power Sports on Megan Boulevard in Gadsden. At Cycle World, we sell fun. By First Bank of Alabama. Our name may have changed, but we have a rich history. At First Bank of Alabama, we're still first, and so are you. By Food Outlet, with locations in Alexandria, Anniston, Bynum, and Pell City. At Food Outlet, you always get great service and low prices. It's how we do business. And by Avery Auto Sales on Highway 78 in Oxford, and now open with a second great location on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Tonight's Game of the Week is brought to you by Anniston EMS, Wesley's Paint and Body, Cotton State Barns, K.L. Brown Memory Chapel, Glencoe Jewelry Sales, Cable One, and Skinner Body Shop. We'll have more pregame activities when we continue. You're watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week on the Friday Night Network.
For over 15 years, Advantage Tire has been the go-to place for all your wheel and tire needs. They carry all the top brands as well as do alignments, brake service, and even custom wheels. Advantage also provides exhaust work as well as windshields and wiper blades. Be sure to visit the friendly staff at 5750 Highway 202 in Anniston so you can get your car back on the road in no time. Call Advantage Tire at 256-792-3390.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Parnell Insurance in Oxford is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Every day is a great day to stop in a Samco Express Mart. You'll find plenty of snacks to choose from, and Samco has all your favorite drink brands, all nice and cold. You'll find those last-minute light grocery items you need, and a great variety of grab-and-go brands that's sure to cure any case of the munchies. There's lots of candy, mints, and gum, too. Make sure you fuel up before or after the game. With over 30 locations in the area, there's always one close by. Samco Express Mart.
The Glencoe Yellow Jackets 3-0 overall, the number 9 ranked team in Class 3A under head coach Lee Osmond, now in his 10th season, defeating Plainview in week 1 43-13, Welborn 28-27 2 weeks ago, and last week won a thriller when they scored in the final half minute to defeat Westbrook Christian 50-43 on that touchdown pass reception to Pace Osmed. And the 3-0 Piedmont Bulldogs under, once again, 10th year head coach Steve Smith heading up the Bulldog program, 3-0 overall, 2-0 in region play, with wins over Cherokee County 35-20, Asheville 63-21 2 weeks ago, and last week defeated the Ohatchee Indians at final count 40-13. So you can see, Cody, by previous scores in the first 3 games for both these teams, they know how to put a lot of points on the board.
Definitely so, Jeff. And one thing I love about both of these football teams is you're going to get fundamentally sound football players, and you're going to get a group of guys that you start and rotate in that are quality guys that are going to get the job done, and they're going to give you 100% on each play.
It will be Piedmont receiving to get this football game underway as Andrew Lang will tee it up at the 40-yard line. These two teams played a year ago back at Wilson Darnell Field, and what a game it was. Glencoe won that football game. Final score 31-28. This is the 45th meeting between these two schools. Glencoe leads the all-time series 24-19. There has been one tie, and the last time they played here at the Field of Champions, it was all Bulldogs back in 2012 as Piedmont defeated the Yellow Jackets 49-7. The first meeting between these two schools was 1924. Who was around for that one? Not even me. Glencoe won that game 19-0. The coaches were O.V. Bruner of Glencoe and J.O. Ogle of Piedmont. Now we thought we're about ready to play football, and now the officials meeting at midfield. They're breaking up, and we're soon to play. And again, I mean, what a big ball game it is. And really, this early in the season, you wouldn't expect such a big ball game, but Cody, that's exactly what we got, and the crowd just continues to file in. We'll have standing room only before this baby's over.
This is one of those games you look forward to in the preseason, and now, as you said, a great football game for high school football fans to enjoy this early in the 2015 season.
Lang with a teed at the 40, back deep to return the kick for the home team, the Bulldogs tonight. That's Darnell Jackson. Jackson with over 100 yards rushing last week. We're playing football from the Field of Champions. On the return, crossing the 20, 25, 30, and being taken down at the 32-yard line on the return. That's Cardavian Myers for Piedmont. It's a 22-yard return, and from there it will be Bulldog football from the 32.
It looked as though Darnell Jackson wanted to take that ball, but Cardavian Myers waves him off, and as you said, returns that football up to the 32-yard line.
You see those jerseys for Glencoe? Yes, they have gold numerals on white jerseys. Is it difficult to see? Yes, it is, but we will be able to manage, I'm sure. 1st and 10 for Piedmont from their own 32, dressed in their home blue here this evening, and they'll run the football to the short side of the field with success down the far boundary. That's Darnell Jackson, and Jackson has first down yardage and more. It will be a 13-yard pickup from the 32 out to the 45. That's a chain mover for the Bulldogs.
A great play there by Darnell Jackson. Taylor Hayes puts Jackson in motion. Just a simple handoff, a sweep around the edge. Great blocking there by this offensive line to give Darnell Jackson that edge, and a huge gainer here for the Bulldogs.
Just underway, opening minutes, Piedmont and Glencoe. First down for the Bulldogs at their own 46. Running to the near side, still on his feet at the 50. Impressive run there. First carry of the night. Taylor Hayes called his own number, and Hayes was hit at about the line of scrimmage, but able to fight off a couple of white jerseys and pick up about 6.
Taylor Hayes great on the ground. That's one thing Coach Smith talked about, is that in the Cherokee County game, he had a lot of Bulldogs that were cramping up, and he asked Taylor Hayes to just kind of take that team, put it on his back and get those yards, and he carried the ball for some 20-plus carries, so a great job. That's something that we'll see a lot of tonight, is Taylor Hayes is that powerful runner out of the backfield.
2nd down and 4. Myers to the near side. Bad snap. Hayes goes back, scoops it up, takes a knee at the 33-yard line.
Smart play there by Taylor Hayes. You get a terrible snap. He could have easily tried to do something else with the football, but there were just a host of Yellow Jackets there, and that's something you see out of a guy. You like to see some things like that out of a guy. It's his first year as the true starter for the Bulldogs.
It's 3rd down and 23. The ball is at the 33, their own 33, and to move the chains, they'll need the 44-yard line of Glencoe. Little mistakes like that, I know that's not what Coach Smith wants to see.
In games like this, those types of mistakes are what ends up ultimately losing you a football game. Let's see how these Bulldogs bounce back and see if the Glencoe Yellow Jackets can capitalize on this mistake.
2 wideouts either side of the field. Jackson goes in motion. And now we have a stoppage in play, as we may have violated the play clock, and I think they did. This will be a delay penalty and back them up even further, and now it will be 3rd down and 28.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
As we have the head official, Mr. Jimmy Buckaloo. He has the call there, and this is, we just talked about it. Small mistakes like this loses you in these big ball games. This could lose the game for you.
3rd down and very long. 3rd and about a $10 cab ride. Jackson in motion. Set, pass, caught, nowhere to go. Down immediately, Bailey Blanchard on the receiving end, but Blanchard is stopped for no gain on the play. And what really started out as a promising drive for Piedmont, as they were able to get on Glencoe's side of the 50, and well, they suddenly started going the other way thanks to a bad snap and a penalty.
Coach Smith dials up the wide receiver screen there. Taylor Hayes throws a little bit high, but the Glencoe Yellow Jackets defense all over that play there, and it forces the Bulldogs to punt the football here early in this game.
Easton Kirk will punt it away for the Bulldogs as Peace Osment, Dalton Roberts are set to return the Kirk punt. High punt in the air, fair catch called for and taken by Roberts at the 34-yard line. That is a 38-yard punt by Kirk. No return. Glencoe now 1st and 10. We'll see their offense for the first time tonight as they will scrimmage from their own 34.
And you have quarterback transfer Chase Wilson. He transferred in from Chelsea, and this is a quarterback. Dylan Stone last year, you knew what he was really going to do. He was a powerful runner, fast guy. Chase Wilson has the ability to throw the football around.
9:14 remaining here in the opening quarter. No score. Glencoe with the football at their own 34. Wilson will keep and run. Not very far. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. To make the stop was Colton Donaldson for Piedmont. It will be 2nd and 10.
A great job there by Colton Donaldson making the tackle. Chase Bobbitt read that all day long. He ran into the backfield. He hits Chase Wilson, or hits the running back, excuse me. Chase Wilson keeps the ball there, but a good job there by Donaldson.
2nd down 10 at the 34. Two wideouts kind of stacked here on the near side. Single wideout far side. Wilson wants to throw. Has time, runs out of time, and now he'll run the football. He'll be stopped short of the first down, but still positive yardage on the play. It's a gain of 7. Will be 3rd down and 3.
And that's one thing about Chase Wilson. While he may not be the runner that Dylan Stone was last year for this Yellow Jackets offense, he does have the speed. He's a better than average runner. So look for him to, if he doesn't see his primary read open, he's not going to hang back there all day long. He will tuck the football and run. And that's something that could hurt the Bulldogs tonight.
3rd and 3 from the 41. The line to make the 44. Wilson, first down yardage for Glencoe. As they'll take it up to the 45-yard line. Needed 3, and they got 4.
Just a powerful run there at the offensive line. 3 out of the 5 guys are returning starters. The left tackle, he transferred in. That's going to be, that's going to be number 51, Trevor Owens, a senior. And just there, the Yellow Jackets offensive line just dominates the Piedmont defensive front and gets that first down.
1st and 10 at the 45. Pace Osment is there, you see to the left of your screen. He split wide left. Wilson calls his count from the 45. Wants to throw. Wants to run. 3 yards to the 48.
That looked
down
to be
and 7.
A designed quarterback keeper there. He just takes the snap, looks over for a quick glance, and takes off right at the middle. It looks as though Coach Osment wants to kind of test the middle of this Piedmont defense to see if his offensive line can kind of get a push and open up some running lanes for his quarterback here early.
Near the 7-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Glencoe in possession. A drive that started at their own 34, now at their own 48. Facing 2nd down and 7. 2 wideouts near side. Single wideout far side. Wilson cuts inside. Maybe crosses the 50 just inside Bulldog territory. They'll put it down at the 50-yard line. And another 3rd down upcoming for Glencoe at the midfield stripe.
Coach Osment just dialing up the read option there, and Wilson with the quarterback keeper there. It looks as though that's something that Coach Osment wants to get going tonight and stay true to some of the things that he did last year with the quarterback running the football. And Chase Wilson looks as though he has the ability to get that done on the ground tonight for this Yellow Jackets team.
3rd down and 5. The play clock is at 3. Play clock is at 2, and they get it off. Wilson wants to throw, does throw high and over the head of his intended receiver out there. That falls incomplete. Craig Barkley was the intended receiver. Covered well defensively there by Piedmont. And after 1 first down, this drive stalls, and Glencoe will punt it back to Piedmont.
Great job there by number 28, Austin Brazier, and number 58, Chase Bobbitt. They did a great job getting into the backfield and pressuring Chase Wilson, and he made a bad throw, but in that situation, that's what you want your quarterback to do so he doesn't take that sack.
Osment will punt it away. Jackson and Blanchard back deep for Piedmont. This one will land at the 10, be picked up by Jackson at the 8. He'll return it across the 10 to the 15. We got a penalty marker down, thrown there where the tackle was made, and we'll let Jimmy Buckaloo, the head official tonight, sort this one out, as it will be 1st and 10 for Piedmont. This upcoming will be their second possession of the night, and looks like, Cody, they'll start things here deep in their own territory.
Back them up. That's on the 15.
It's going to be a penalty against Piedmont, and I believe the officials called a heat timeout there.
They did, so we will take a break as well. No score in the game, 5:50 remaining, opening quarter. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. We understand that you need the best educational opportunities. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, Central Alabama will provide you with courses and degree programs in tune with today's workplace. Get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
First quarter action from the campus of Piedmont High School. There you see head coach Steve Smith as the Bulldogs have possession of the football, but this possession will start inside their own 10 at the 7-yard line. So kind of a be careful territory as far as the field is concerned for the Bulldogs right here. From the 7-yard line, they'll run the football to the near side, and they're out of the hole now, or are they? As this play will give Piedmont, or move Piedmont out beyond the 20-yard line. That's Cardavian Myers, but there is a penalty marker down, thrown back near the 12-yard line, and this one also, Cody, will be brought back.
There's a great play drawn up there by Coach Steve Smith. He runs a speed sweep with Cardavian Myers, who gets around the left end. He had a great block, or what looked to be a great block, by number 25, Neonte Alexander, but I feel like he held on just a little bit too long.
And here's a look at it here, and I think they did call Alexander for the hold.
They either got number 25, Alexander, or Austin Brazier, number 28, right there out of the backfield.
Yeah, if they called it on Alexander, it wasn't much of a hold, was it? All right, that moves the football back to the 6-yard line as that penalty is stepped off from the spot of the foul. So now 1st and 11 for Piedmont at their own 6-yard line. And the quarterback, he's just a junior. It's Taylor Hayes. And Hayes will run it himself, and another marker down. The flag thrown by the referee this time back in the end zone. And it's an illegal formation, I think, on Piedmont. So they'll back them up half the distance once more.
And these penalties right here, as we talked about earlier in the game, these penalties, these small mistakes are going to add up in the fourth quarter. And this is one of those moments where you look back from the fourth quarter and say, if we would have cut these small mistakes out, we could have been ahead in this football game. But we'll see if this comes back to hurt the Piedmont Bulldogs.
They'll put the ball down just outside the 3-yard line. It's 1st down and 14 now for Piedmont, from just inside the 4. The Bulldogs 3-0. Glencoe 3-0. Region 6 of Class 3A. Hayes standing in the end zone now will take and give to Jackson. Jackson's got running room. Jackson's in the open field. Jackson is at midfield. He cuts back there. He may go 96. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10. Can you say 96 yards? 96-yard touchdown run by Darnell Jackson. And that, my friends, is fireworks. After a couple of penalties, boy, they made up for those penalties in a hurry, Cody.
Great call there by Coach Steve Smith as Darnell Jackson gets out to the right side. And that was just an amazing run by Darnell Jackson as he takes it out to the far right. As you can see there, he gets out on the open field, and it's nothing but green as soon as he makes this last move.
Yeah, just a good cut back there as he just, then it was just the race to the corner. And Jackson won that 96-yard run by that young man. In for the extra point, that's Easton Kirk. They're going to go for two. They snap it back, throw it into the end zone. The pass is low, the pass is incomplete, and the score holds. Piedmont now on top of the Yellow Jackets, 6-0. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Hi, I'm Donnie Allison. This is the reason that Sonny King Ford is #1 and been that way since 1922.
It's not because we're throwing a payment at you that isn't mathematically possible. It's not because we offer $10,000 off even though we can't really do it. It's because our employees are our heartbeat. Great people being fair and transparent no matter what. Simply providing for their loved ones without selling their integrity. That's what's different at Sonny King Ford. It's where a handshake still matters.
6-0 now. Piedmont on top as Darnell Jackson taking it just about goal line to goal line, huh?
And that's one thing you're going to look at in this ball game. Piedmont has struggled in the extra points with special teams over the past few weeks. It looks as though they're Coach Smith trying to go for those 2 points to maybe get his team a little bit of more momentum, but maybe not trusting so much the foot of his kicker.
So Piedmont leads by only 6 as they were unsuccessful on the conversion. Kick is in the air, end over end, lands and goes out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So Glencoe will have an option here, and I would expect Coach Osment to say, give me the football at the 35-yard line. Joining us tonight down on the field is Callie Talbian. Let's join Callie right now.
Guys, I wish you could feel the excitement down here as #2 Darnell Jackson for Piedmont took an early lead with a touchdown. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Callie. Of course, we'll be checking in with Callie throughout the evening to bring you updates and just all sorts of stuff from down where the big boys play. 1st and 10 now for Glencoe at their own 35-yard line, now trailing in the football game by 6. You see, Cody, they're looking to the sideline, a little slow getting this play in. The play clock's already under 10 as they're trying to get things in order. Got stacked receivers both left and right. They run the football inside, but not very far, just a yard. And that's all to the 36-yard line.
Osment keeps dialing up that read option, and it makes you kind of wonder. We know that Chase Wilson can throw the football. Is he kind of wanting to bait defensive coordinator James Blanchard for the Bulldogs? Is he kind of wanting to bait him into stopping the run and maybe try to toss it over his head?
2nd down 9 at the 36. Chase Wilson looks him over, and again, it's 4 wide receivers, 2 near side, 2 far side. Play clock is at 3, at 2, and he gets it off, and Wilson wants to throw. Sets and fires. Pass is caught at midfield. Inside the 45 and down near the 41-yard line. That is a 23-yard pass reception. On the receiving end of that one is Andrew Lang. And that's a chain mover. 1st and 10 now for Glencoe.
Lang does a great job getting a body on Cardavian Myers, catches the football, and a great block there. I'm not for sure who had that block. Here we see it. Wilson rolls out. And just getting up there, getting the ball at its highest point, bringing it back down was Lang. And then here, the great block on number 24 there to spring him open for a few more yards.
Well, that'll clear out the cobwebs from the 41-yard line, and Wilson keeps it himself and gets maybe 3. Alexander getting up from the pile defensively. It will be 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Now we got a late flag in. And this will be after the play is over. Don't know exactly what has occurred, but again, that was a late flag after the guys were getting up from the pile. It would have brought up a 2nd down and 7, but again, you see the white hat right there. That's Jimmy Buckaloo, and he'll give us the call right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have a dead ball, personal foul on White. Bring up 2nd down. 2nd down.
So after the play was over, personal foul on Glencoe. The down will count, and the penalty will move the football back to the 47-yard line. And from there, let me do my math. It will be a 2nd down and 22 now for Glencoe at their own 47.
Just a few extracurriculars going on after that play. Coach Osmick clearly upset with his senior offensive lineman, number 65, Luke Long. I believe that's who got the penalty for the Yellow Jackets.
3.5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Piedmont leading by 6 on a 96-yard run for a touchdown by Darnell Jackson. And now being sacked all the way back at the 35-yard line. Down goes Wilson right there at the 35. And this sack will move it all the way back to the 35. Good pursuit, and there for the sack for the Bulldogs.
It looks as though the center, number 54, Bailey Britt, he engaged one of the defensive tackles. I believe he engaged Crutcher there, Jamie Crutcher. And Luke Bobbitt just comes through there, or Chase Bobbitt, excuse me, comes through there untouched and gets the sack here. Big sack for this Bulldog defense.
Bobbitt's changed jersey numbers since last year, right? I thought he was 67 last year, but big sack there by Bobbitt. Now Glencoe will scrimmage at the 35-yard line. And now we have a stoppage in play. Timeout on the field taken by Piedmont. 2:32 remaining. We're still in the first quarter. Piedmont up by 6 on the Friday Night Network.
When you wanted fast, when you needed speed, we've always been the one. Well, now the fastest just got faster. Introducing Ultra 100 Internet from Cable One. Experience speeds up to 100 megs. Welcome to Ultra 100 Internet.
Cable One, the fastest just got faster.
6-0 the score. It will be 3rd down and very long for Glencoe. They have the ball at their own 35, and to move the chains, they've got to get all the way down to the Piedmont 31-yard line. So that's about half the football field here for Glencoe, as they had a dead ball personal foul call that cost them 15 yards, and then Bobbitt just a moment ago with the big quarterback sack for Piedmont. Here we go, 3rd down, Wilson, quarterback draw. Bobbitt misses a tackle there, and Wilson's in the open field. At midfield, 45, 44, 43-yard line, still well short of his first down. That's a 22-yard run by Wilson, but it will bring up 4th down for the Yellow Jackets.
There was a great block there by number 9, Cade Aldred, for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, as he turns the defender for Piedmont inside, and that sprang Chase Wilson up for a huge gain here for this Yellow Jackets offense.
4th and 12. They will punt the football. Osment comes in. Yes, that is the head coach's son, Pace, his senior year for the Yellow Jackets. Back deep is the dangerous Darnell Jackson, along with Bailey Blanchard standing back at their 10-yard line. Good snap, no rush. Osment's kick is away. And they will just let it roll into the end zone, and it does for the touchback, and it will be 20-yard line for Piedmont to start this possession.
It'll be interesting here on this drive to see if Coach Smith keeps going to that speed sweep. If you take away that holding call, that would have been a huge gain by Cardavian Myers there before Darnell Jackson scores the big gainer to put the Bulldogs ahead. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Smith kind of keeps with the sweeps and maybe goes to some tosses out wide, because it looks as though right now the Bulldogs offense is a little bit quicker to those edges.
1st down, Piedmont. Jackson in motion. They'll run it inside with Alexander. And Alexander has 9 all the way out to the 29-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 1. Bush there to make the stop for the Jackets.
It looks as though on that play, Coach Smith kind of wanted this defense to look and key in on Darnell Jackson, put him in motion there, and he hands it off to Neonte Alexander for the nice gain there. It looks about like a 8-9 yard gain for the Bulldog offense.
Final minute of the opening quarter. Piedmont now 2nd down 1 at their own 29. That's Jackson in motion. Pass downfield, battle for it down here at the 45-yard line. It falls incomplete. Dalton Roberts on the coverage. That pass intended for Bailey Blanchard. It will fall incomplete. 3rd down and 1. Kind of a play down there. I mean, you got 2nd and 1. Coaches sometimes throw the long pass on 2nd and short.
Yeah, Jeff, that's one thing you do right there just to see what you can do. Make sure your quarterback knows to throw it to the sideline. Don't leave it hanging up there. There for a second, it looked like that ball was going to come right down into the arms of Dalton Roberts.
Piedmont needs a yard. They got a yard. They got about 3 yards up to the 32. And that will indeed move the chain. Tosmit made the tackle, but not before Hayes picked up the necessary yardage. New set of downs now for Piedmont.
And I want to say a great job there by number 23, Dalton Roberts, for Glencoe in coverage on Bailey Blanchard on that last pass. Blanchard has a habit of getting past some of these defenders we've seen over the past couple of weeks. He can get there and use that speed to get behind defenders. So a great job there by number 23, Dalton Roberts, from preventing that big gainer.
What may be the final play of the quarter. The clock is at 20 seconds as they'll run Jackson outside. Jackson will spin his way, still on his feet. My goodness. That may be just as impressive as his touchdown run. Thought he would be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but not at all, as he picks up about 8 on the play out to the 42-yard line.
Just a physical game here. What we expected as this Glencoe defense, while they may be down just 6 points, they're definitely going after this Piedmont team, as Darnell Jackson ran the ball very well there. Powerful run. But this Glencoe defense, you saw 3 or 4 or 5 guys there for the Yellow Jackets in on that tackle.
They're going to measure for the first down. We may want to go back and take a look at that pass just a couple of plays ago that was intended over here on the near side, and we will, as both going high into the air, and you could see there almost coming up with the reception was Blanchard, but he had to really leave the ground to even have a chance at that one, Cody.
That's one of those, if you catch it, you got to put that on a highlight reel a little bit, because that would have been just a fingertip grab if Bailey Blanchard would have come down with that pass. So the measurement indeed is a first down for Piedmont. They will have the football at their own 43-yard line, and that will be the final play of the opening quarter. So after 12 minutes of action, you see the score. Piedmont over Glencoe, 6-0. We are the Friday Night Network.
People come from everywhere to get their deal from Bill Stanford. They come from Ashland, Brompton, Lineville. They come from Moody, Munford, Coldwater, Birmingham, Talladega, Lincoln, Riverside, Heflin. There's no better deal than a Talladega Bill deal.
Right now, all Ram trucks are at or below supplier price. Save over $2,700 on this 2015 Ram 1500 at Bill Stanford.
Come on out to Bill Stanford in Talladega.
Since 1848, our bank has witnessed inventions that have changed the world. Conveniences such as the refrigerator, the light bulb, and the airplane were all created during the early days of our bank. VHS tapes, DVDs, smartphones, all invented while we were First National Bank of Talladega. Our name may have changed, but we have a rich history. First Bank of Alabama. We're still first, and so are you.
At Food Outlet, our lineup starts with the freshest produce in town.
When you shop with us, you score every day with the freshest meat and the best selection.
Pregame, halftime, even after the game, we have all the snacks and soft drinks that you need.
We're your hometown team.
And you'll always score a touchdown at Food Outlet, where great service at low prices is how we do business.
Food Outlet
Outlet with locations in Alexandria, Anniston, Bynum, and Pell City. Go to shopfoodoutlet.com for weekly specials. And remember to like us on Facebook.
Here we go. Second quarter action from the Field of Champions. Piedmont with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Pass deep downfield. Got him out there. Got it inside the 20 down near the 15-yard line. On the receiving end is Bailey Blanchard as Taylor Hayes. That was a beauty.
Great pass there by Taylor Hayes. It was, though, a little bit behind Bailey Blanchard as he had to turn his hips a little bit to make the grab. But I say it's a great throw because he had triple coverage there as the safety came over and helped.
That a 41-yard pass play to Blanchard that gives Piedmont a 1st down now inside the red zone at the 15. Jackson bounces it outside. Jackson, boy, making it look easy. Touchdown Bulldogs as Jackson takes it in from 15 yards out. Back-to-back big plays by the Bulldog offense, and they're up by 2 scores.
And something you don't usually see from Coach Smith, a little bit of up-tempo there as Coach Smith sees the big gainer. That's his opportunity to keep that momentum going for his Bulldog offense. And he goes kind of a – there we see the snap. It's just a simple handoff. Great block there by number 71, Mason Langley for Piedmont, the junior. And Darnell Jackson just essentially walks into the end zone there at the end of his run.
Second touchdown of the night for Jackson, and Piedmont will go for 2, leading by 12. Snap to Hayes. Hayes looks into the end zone, throws into the end zone, and this pass is batted down. It is incomplete. So the score holds at Piedmont 12, Glencoe nothing, 11:43 to go here in the first half. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Hi, I'm Curtis Skinner. Trust me, to win out here you have to have a team of experienced professionals behind you.
The same kind of professionals you'll need after an automobile accident, and that's what you'll find at Skinner's Body Shop in Oxford. At Skinner Body Shop, you always get free estimates, and our dad's crew can fix it like new. Everybody's seen Bull around with our rollback ready to handle all your towing needs. We work with all major insurance carriers, so the next time you
All right, enough of the details. Just come see my dad at Skinner Body Shop.
Piedmont 12, Glencoe nothing. FNN's coverage of the game of the week from Piedmont, Alabama. I'm Jeff Ellison alongside Cody Spoon. Down on the field is Callie Talby, and Glencoe, Cody, finds itself in a hole.
Yes, they do. Good job by this Piedmont offense. Coach Smith dialing it up a little bit there with a long pass and then the up-tempo. And a great coverage there is the 2-point conversion by Dalton Roberts as he swatted that football away from Bailey Blanchard.
Kirk will kick it off for the undefeated Bulldogs. It's a low line drive kick that is picked up by Osment at the 14. Osment across the 30 to the 31. That's a 17-yard return there for the special teams unit of Piedmont is Austin Brazier. And Glencoe will scrimmage now from, call it the 32-yard line.
Just a step more over to the left. If he'd have made one move, Pace Osment might have taken that one for a big gain. And a good job there by Austin Brazier and Chase Bobbitt.
1st and 10 for Glencoe. The number 9 ranked team this week, according to the Alabama Sports Writers Association and the 3A classification. Piedmont, number 3 in that same poll, and leading here by 12 in the first half. Wilson keeps, down goes Wilson in the backfield. I see Alexander there defensively. I see all sorts of blue jerseys. And Wilson just, again, nowhere to go but to the ground right there, and it loses 3.
Good job there by number 28, Austin Brazier, from that outside linebacker position. He keeps his eye on the football, plays assignment football, and takes care of Chase Wilson there in the backfield, and he drops him for a loss. It's going to be about a 2 or 3 yard loss as this Glencoe offense needs to get something going to kind of help their defense out a little bit.
2nd down 13 from the 29. Wilson wants to throw, does throw. Osment's out there, almost made a one-handed catch. Was covered well defensively, and The coaching staff of Glencoe is yelling for a possible pass interference, but they're not going to get it. It brings up 3rd down 13.
Great coverage there by Cardavian Myers. I think there was a little bit of pass interference there on that play, but nonetheless, good job there by Cardavian Myers to kind of swat that football away. I like that Coach Osmond was going for the big gainer there to try to give his offense some momentum and get some life back into this Yellow Jackets team.
They need 13 yards on 3rd down. As they scrimmage from the 29. Wilson with time. Deep downfield. Pass caught. Did he have a foot in? Yes, he did. It will go as a reception. On the receiving end of that one, that's Craig Barkley. Hauls it in now near the 39-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion there for the Yellow Jackets.
Huge catch there by Craig Barkley. As we see here, Cardavian Myers looks back, but he doesn't really make a true play on the ball. He jumps up there, but just had a bad angle on it. And got to give all the credit in the world to Craig Barkley for keeping it in bounds. He tapped it, looked about to be three or four taps there to make sure that that was a catch.
Yeah, tough catch by Barkley, and then the wherewithal to make sure he had at least 1 foot in bounds. He did. Wilson will run it. Not even back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard back to the 40. It will be 2nd down and 11 now for Glencoe, and I think Wilson's helmet may have come off, and it did, so he will have to come to the near sideline for at least one play.
It looks as though Jacob Bradley originally ran the it looked as though Colton Donaldson thought Bradley was running the football. He bounces off the running back and then goes on through to make the play on the quarterback.
You see Osmond has come in at quarterback, replacing Wilson since Wilson's headgear was knocked off, and Osmond calls his own number and takes it for 4 yards down to the 36-yard line. And from there, it's another 3rd down for Glencoe. This time they'll need 7 yards. And really, Glencoe just needs some points on this drive.
Definitely. So if you want to light a fire under your team and kind of keep this game respectable here in the first half, you got to do something here. You need to convert this 3rd down. And if I were Coach Osmond, like I say, I'm no coach. It's easy for me to sit up here and say it. I throw the football here. It's something that you've tested Piedmont on. You've had a couple of close passes, a drop here, maybe a missed call. Some may say that was a missed call, but I say throw the football here.
Wide right is Lang. To the near side is Osmond. Wilson wants to throw, does throw. It is intercepted at the 17-yard line. There with the INT for Piedmont. Coming away with it is Bailey Blanchard. Big turnover right there, Cody.
Big play there by Bailey Blanchard. As Wilson throws the ball up, it looks as though he was trying to throw it to Dalton Roberts, number 23, and the ball just floated on him. Bailey Blanchard only had to sit there and wait. He jumps up, catches it at its highest point. But as we talked about, that situation right there is if you're Glencoe, you want to score there, and Piedmont's defense comes up with the huge turnover here in the second quarter with 9 minutes and 19 seconds left.
Yeah, we just talked about Glencoe really needing some points on that possession, but a big turnover there, and the home team, the Bulldogs, are back in possession of the football with a 12-point lead. This drive will start at their own 17. Now getting away from the pack and running far side, now finally throwing, and we got an interception by Glencoe. This is Dalton Roberts. He may go. He's at the 20, 15, he's at the 10, 5, fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Boy, talk about what the doctor needed or what the doctor ordered. That's exactly what the Yellow Jackets were in search of.
Huge play there by this Glencoe defense. As you can see clearly on the sidelines, that's the momentum they needed. They needed those points right there. It looked as though Hayes was about to make a great play. He looks as though he's going down for a sack there, shakes off 2 or 3 defenders, rolls out to his his left, throws across his body, and it's just picked off by Dalton Roberts. He read that the whole way, looked at the quarterback's eyes, makes the big pick there, and takes that one to the house. And that's exactly what Glencoe needed here to get fired up.
Laying in for the extra point. He's 13 of 14 on the year. He's now 13 of 15 as that kick is blocked. It is blocked by Piedmont, so the score holds. The lead's now been cut in half. 9 minutes to go before the bands come on the field. And Glencoe now trails by only 6. We are the Friday Night Network.
At Eye Care Alabama, it's our personal one-on-one approach to optometry that keeps patients coming back. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and the team strive to provide the finest in optometry services, including complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Please browse our website to learn more about our optometry services, and we invite you to join our patient family by scheduling an eye exam appointment at any of our offices in Piedmont, Roanoke, or Heflin. Eye Care Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
Piedmont now trailing 12-6. Coaches always talk about penalties. They always talk about turnovers, and a turnover right there has really changed the complexion of this game.
Definitely so, Jeff. And this is one thing that we talked about. Glencoe needed some type of momentum. And we were discussing there in the break, Dalton Roberts, he's a solid athlete, makes a great play there, the pick six. He fought all the way down to the end zone for that one. He knew how much his team needed that one.
Lang's kick is away. Lang's kicks fielded at the 19. Return to the 29. That's just a 10-yard return by Myers. And Piedmont now will scrimmage from their own 29-yard line. You can just see a little hop in the steps of Glencoe now, as I think momentum is on the side of the team that's wearing the white jerseys right now.
And you see a swarm of Yellow Jackets come in on Cardavian Myers there to make sure he doesn't get the big gainer here. They want to keep all the life in this football game right now, all the momentum on their side. Let's see what this Glencoe defense does here to try to get this Piedmont offense off the field again.
Jackson and Alexander are the running backs, and this is Jackson. Jackson's at the 40, still on his feet, and spins his way to the 44. Osment made the tackle, but not before Jackson picks up 15.
We see Darnell Jackson go in motion. He takes the handoff. Great blocks out there by Chase Keener, number 9, the wide receiver. And number 71, Mason Langley, as Mason Langley looked like he drove his man about 20 yards down the field and threw him flat of his back. And just a great job there, getting more physical at the line of scrimmage. That's something Piedmont needs to do here tonight.
Blanchard is wide to the far side. That's Will Mitchell. Wind up to the near side, and the ball is fumbled, picked up by Osment. That's Osment. He's going to go. He's at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Glencoe. Back-to-back turnovers by Piedmont, and both have resulted in Glencoe scores. My goodness.
What a turn of events here at the Field of Champions, as the Glencoe Yellow Jackets have taken all the momentum away from the Piedmont Bulldogs. You see the low snap there, terrible exchange between Hayes and Darnell Jackson, and Pace Osment, the type of athlete he is, you knew he was taking that one to the house, as he's one of the leaders on this football team. And you can tell now the crowd for Glencoe is fired up, this team is fired up, and Glencoe is making this a football game.
Glencoe has scored twice via the defense in 43 seconds. The game is tied. Lang is in to possibly give Glencoe the lead. They go for 2, and this toss is dropped by Lang, and nobody can make a conversion tonight. They can't kick it through. They can't run it through. So, 12-12, you see the score. We're tied from the Field of Champions. We'll be back right here on the Friday Night Network.
People come from everywhere to get their deal from Bill Stanford. They come from Ashland, Brompton, Lineville. They come from Moody, Munford, Coldwater, Birmingham, Talladega, Lincoln, Riverside, Heflin. There's no better deal than a Talladega Bill deal.
Right now, all GMC Sierras are at or below supplier price. Save over $2,900 on this 2015 GMC Sierra at Bill Stanford.
Come on out to Bill Stanford in Talladega.
Glencoe and Piedmont tied at 12 apiece with 8:17 still remaining in the second quarter. Piedmont led this football game 12-0 at one time, and they had the football as they came up with an interception as Glencoe mounted their best drive offensively, and Bailey Blanchard came up with an INT for Piedmont. And then you thought with Piedmont in possession of the football up by 12, they were in pretty good shape. But back-to-back turnovers, and both turnovers resulted in touchdown returns by Glencoe. A 36-yard interception return by Roberts. Just a moment ago, the 26-yard fumble return by Osment. And just like that, we're tied. And Glencoe kicks back to Piedmont. They drop that one. Mitchell will finally haul it in. Fair catch called for and taken there at the 21, make it the 23-yard line. And now Piedmont, I know they've got to be in somewhat of a shock right now to come out on the field offensively, and they find themselves in a tie ball game.
And that's one thing we talked about early in this game. Would Piedmont have these mistakes add up to hurt them? They made two crucial mistakes there. And honestly, on that kickoff, Will Mitchell calls for the fair catch, but he bobbled that ball as it came over his shoulder. This Piedmont team's going to have to settle down if they want to stay in this football game, because Glencoe has all the momentum right now.
Alexander and Jackson to either side, and they'll hand the football to Jackson. Far side, not much out there. Maybe, and I say maybe, a yard. They'll give him good spot, though, as they move it up to the 25-yard line. So it's a gain of 2 on the first down play.
That was a hard fought, too, as Darnell Jackson looked as though he was going to go inside between the guard and the tackle, but he had to bounce it outside. Got a good block from Austin Brazier out on the edge as he blocked Pace Osment, but Pace Osment does a good job fighting off that block, forcing Darnell Jackson outside a little further, allowing more Glencoe defenders to get in there and make the tackle.
Second down, 8. Jackson is hit in the backfield. Down he goes at the 24. It's a loss of 1. Third down, 9 now for the Bulldogs.
And you'll have to forgive us, folks, as we talked about earlier. It's kind of hard to see some of these Glencoe numbers. Yeah, I'm looking to try to see who made that tackle. He got great penetration on this offensive line for Piedmont, and he gets in the backfield and makes a great tackle there on Darnell Jackson.
It's third down and 9. Wanting to throw, does throw, pass well thrown, caught at the 35, still on his feet at the 40. And that will be a 20-yard pass reception up to the 44-yard line on the receiving end. Again, Bailey Blanchard hauls it in. And I tell you, the way the momentum was going right there, that's a big third down conversion for Piedmont.
Definitely so. And that's one thing in this ball game we're going to see back and forth. Which team can build off of these big momentum plays and kind of take it back from the other. And I think that's something we'll see as we progress through this football game.
From the 45. First down call. Blanchard again's got it. Missed tackle, and down the far boundary he goes at the 30, 25, and down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. That is a 31-yard pass reception right there. Back-to-back big plays through the air for Piedmont, and the Bulldogs are in business.
Making plays, your leadership has to make plays during moments like this. Bailey Blanchard comes up with a big catch. Hayes drops back, throws a pretty good pass there. It was a little bit high. Bailey Blanchard comes down with it. One missed tackle. Bailey Blanchard fights off another tackle, and he gets the big gainer for this Piedmont offense.
It's first down now for Piedmont. The ball at the 23-yard line, and they'll run the football. Again, that is Hayes, but he is stopped for no gain on the play to bring up a second down and 10. Let's go back down on the field and join Kelly Talby.
Guys, the game of the week is crazy right now, with Piedmont having 2 turnovers and Glencoe taking full advantage of it to tie the game up. These teams have their fans on their feet. Guys, back to you.
Callie, thank you, Callie. And second down 10 now from, call it the 9, though. Second and 9 from the 22. We'll give Hayes a yard on that first down play. Hayes on the second down play gets more than a yard. He gets 6 down to the 16. It will be third down and 3.
Strong run there by Taylor Hayes around the left side. And it looks as though we're going to have another heat timeout here at the Field of Champions.
Yes, we are. 5:26 to go, second quarter. We're tied at 12 on the Friday Night Network.
It's no secret that Johnson's Giant Food has the best meat market in town. That's because freshness is our #1 priority. We don't use coarse grind with fillers, which consists mostly of the outside meat of the cattle. That's where E. coli and other like diseases grow. We pride ourselves in having the freshest cuts and grinding in town. Our meat markets are equipped with butchers with years of experience with a variety of meat cuts. Quality and freshness is our pledge to you.
If you've been around for over 40 years, you have to be doing something right. Hare Wrecker Service is well known as the largest wrecker service in Etowah County. The Hare name stands for dependability when it comes to having the right equipment to get the job done. Whether it's our small wreckers or rollbacks for cars or trucks, or large wreckers for heavy hauling and recoveries, Hare Wrecker Service has the power and the professional, trained, and certified team to get the job done. Serving all of Alabama from locations in Glencoe and Gadsden, Hare Wrecker Service.
It's 3rd down and 3 for Piedmont from the 17-yard line. And on the 3rd down play, they run Hayes. And Hayes gets down near the 1st down marker as they'll take a long look at it now. The ball's really near the 13-yard line. And the man in the white hat, Jimmy Buckaloo, says, let's bring on the change and stretch it out here. 5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. We're tied at 12. Piedmont scored the first 12 of the game. And the defense of Glencoe has scored the last 12 of this contest. So it's going to be a 1st down here or 4th and less than a yard once they stretch it out. And you can see it right there. We got a good angle to see. And boy, how close is that? It will be 4th down.
Not very far to go. And if you're Coach Smith, of course, here in this situation, you have no choice. You're going to go for it here on 4th down. And you got to think this ball goes into the hands of your quarterback, Taylor Hayes. It's a powerful guy. The last couple of runs have been short yardage runs, but he's been true. He keeps his feet moving. And I don't see this ball going into anyone else's hands. You get these, 3 or 4 inches, get your 1st down, and keep these chains moving.
This drive started at their own 21 as they've driven now down to the 13-yard line of Glencoe. And they're facing 4th down and a smidgen from near the 13-yard line. 4th down play here for Piedmont, and no hesitation at all from Coach Steve Smith, now in his 10th year heading up the Bulldog program. Piedmont's going for it. Mitchell is wide left, Blanchard is to the near side, and now Glencoe wants a timeout. So we'll take a quick break as well. When we come back, it's 4th down for Piedmont on the Friday Night Network.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Calhoun Insurance in Oxford is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
When play resumes, it's 4th down, less than a yard, really less than a foot for Piedmont near the Glencoe 13-yard line. And Coach Lee Osment, who's also in his 10th year as Glencoe's head coach, just used one of his 3 timeouts here in the first half prior to this 4th down call. Here we go. 4th down, Piedmont at the 13. Hayes, far side down, he goes in the backfield. Boy, it looked like that's Osment. Osment came from the near side and ran him down on the far side.
Great blitz and perfect timing by Pace Osment. Just a great job. He just shows off all that speed that he has. Great athlete, and he shows it here as he comes from that left side and he takes on the right side of the Piedmont offensive line. He comes through there untouched. Just like I say, he timed that perfectly. Comes from behind. Taylor Hayes trying to get out wide and follow his blocks and be patient. But you can't be patient when you got a guy chasing you down from behind like Pace Osment. And here we see it. Pace Osment with the great tackle and just forcing the turnover here. And that's something that Glencoe needed when Piedmont had all that momentum. It's swapped back now to the Yellow Jackets.
So 4th down and a foot, and Piedmont loses yardage on the play. And the ball goes over on downs, and now Glencoe wants and gets another timeout. 4:53 still to go. Second quarter. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
This is
Mr. G's is Glencoe's friendly neighborhood hometown grocery.
Oh, gotta go. Gotta get this, and this.
You'll always find fresh produce.
Meat. Gotta get meat.
And the best meat anywhere at Mr. G's. They'll even cut it to order.
Gotta get this, and this. Yep, gotta get that. Gotta go.
You'll find all your favorite soft drinks and snacks, too.
That was fast. Checkout line, here I come.
Thank you for shopping at Mr. G's, where we get you out quickly.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's two top 10 teams battling it out here at Piedmont High School this evening. Bulldogs of Piedmont and the Yellow Jackets of Glencoe. 3-0 on the year. And, of course, the winner of this game, who's going to win it? I have no idea. You don't either. But the winner of this game definitely will be in the driver's seat as far as region play is concerned. All right, it's 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets from their own 15-yard line. Again, Wilson is the quarterback. Snap back to him, and they will run the football and pick up 10 yards. Out to the 25-yard line, it's a gain of 10.
And that's just power football there. As Glencoe lines up with two tight ends and just runs the football right down Piedmont's throat. And a great job there by this offensive line for Glencoe. They dominated the line of scrimmage on that play and opened up a huge hole for the back to run through there. And a nice gain here for the Yellow Jackets offense.
That was Bradley, the ball carrier, and Bradley was able to pick up 10 and just enough to move the chains. Now at the 25, Glencoe football. Wilson will be hit in the backfield for no gain. He'll lose maybe a half yard just inside the 25, and that's a play there. I know it's the read option, but really not a lot of success thus far tonight.
I think whether he would have handed that football off or kept it as he did, either way, that play would have been blown up. A great job there. It looked as though that was Jamie Crutcher and Chase Bobbitt there. I said it again. Chase Bobbitt with a great tackle there in the backfield. And just a no gain here for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets.
Call it 2nd down and 10. The play clock is under 5. And again, some confusion on the offensive side for Glencoe. And they've just used their final timeout of the half. 3:40 remaining, tied in Piedmont on the Friday Night Network.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. We understand that you need the best educational opportunities. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, Central Alabama will provide you with courses and degree programs in tune with today's workplace. Get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
It's the game of the week on the Friday Night Network. Jeff Ellison, Cody Spoon, Kelly Talby with you here this evening, and we're ready to play football once more. 2nd down, and we'll call it 10 for Glencoe at their own 25. And Wilson rolls near side, sets, pass. Osmond's out there, bats incomplete. Double coverage over here on the near side and batted down defensively there for Piedmont. That was Myers. It's 3rd and 10.
A great play on the football there by Cardavian Myers. As you said, double coverage. Pace Osmond made a great move. Had Bailey Blanchard beat, but Cardavian Myers stays in there inside his hip, gets up there and makes a last-minute move, swats that football down. And what would have been a big gain here for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets.
Quick score update. Understand Gadsden City up by 6, 19-13 first half score over Bob Jones from the 25-yard line, needing the 35. 3rd and 10 for Glencoe. Wilson with time, and he runs out of time. He's sacked back inside the 20 at the 16-yard line. That's a loss of 9 on a 3rd and 10, and Glencoe will be punting the football from near their own goal line.
Chase Bobbitt with the initial hit on the quarterback. Wilson kind of scampered away a little bit, but number 33 looked as though it was Matthew Thornton, comes in and makes the sack there on Wilson to force the punt.
4th down, 19 for Glencoe. As Osment, you see him there standing back at his 4-yard line. Jackson and Blanchard set to return the Osment punt. Good snap, no rush, good kick. Coming up and fielding it off the bounce is Jackson. Jackson up near midfield, up to the 48. It's just a 6-yard return by Jackson, but still Piedmont with great field position to start this drive near midfield with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
We've got a great football game here, folks, and you expect nothing less from this top 10 matchup. As we've said multiple times, this game could easily decide the region here, Class 3A Region 6. And both of these teams fighting back and forth. One team gets all the momentum and the other just takes the wind right out from under them. Let's see what this Piedmont team can do to try to get something going offensively, or is this Glencoe defense going to stand stout?
1st and 10 at the 48. They'll run the football and fighting off one tackler and still on his feet at the 40. 35-30, it's a foot race to the end zone and being taken down at the 15-yard line. That is Myers. I thought he would be hit in the backfield, but he did not. And Myers takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line. That's a pickup of 37.
It looked as though Pace Osment had that tackle, had it blown up in the backfield. Cardavian Myers goes around the left side. Pace Osment almost makes the tackle. Great block there by Austin Brazier, number 28. Turns his man outside. Cardavian Myers uses his vision to cut back inside. And just a huge gain there for this Piedmont offense.
We're tied at 12. Piedmont looking to go back on top here from the 15-yard line. There goes Hayes. Hayes fights inside the 10. He's down to the 8. It's a pickup of 7, 2nd down and 3. Nothing fancy there, just running between the tackles. And again, Hayes, anytime you get 7 yards on 1st down, you'll take that all night.
And that's one thing about this team, Jeff, is they just keep grinding it out. At certain plays, they get those explosive plays, but at the same time, you can go back and kind of slow things down a little bit if you need to and just run Hayes right up the middle for a few yards here and there.
There you see next week, Piedmont and Leeds from Homer Smiles Stadium. We'll have that game for you next Thursday night here on FNN. They run Jackson. This time Jackson is stopped for no gain at the 8-yard line. It's now 3rd down and 3 for Piedmont as we move near the 1-minute mark here. And of course, a week from tonight, we'll be up at Glencoe at Wilson Darnell Field as Glencoe will be hosting Hoax Bluff. So double header action for you next week here on FNN. Leeds and Piedmont Thursday, Glencoe and Hoax Bluff next Friday. 3rd down and 3 at the 8-yard line. Hayes keeps, Hayes runs, Hayes got the 1st down, Hayes got the touchdown as Hayes scoots into the end zone from 8 yards out. Just like that, just before halftime, Piedmont moves back on top.
A great run here by Taylor Hayes as he shows how physical he can be, that fight, and one of your leaders on this football team as he takes the quarterback keeper around left end and he fights off that tackle, the would-be tackler. I'm not for sure on the number there. I couldn't quite see it. And just a good job there by Taylor Hayes, and it looks as though Coach Smith is going to just go ahead and try for the traditional extra point.
Yeah, no one has made a conversion all night until now. That kick sails through. So timeout on the field with 43 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's Piedmont 19, Glencoe 12. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Need a place to keep your tools?
Or a place to get away from the wife.
Whatever your needs are, we got a barn or a carport for you.
With rent-to-own options and no credit checks, we can help you take home the right barn or carport today.
And with 4 different locations, we're just a short drive away.
So come see us in Glencoe, Moody, Asheville, or Attala, and let our family help your family get the barn or carport you deserve.
An impressive 79-yard drive by Piedmont. The touchdown play, the 8-yard run by Hayes, the quarterback, has given Piedmont the 7-point lead with just 43 ticks remaining before halftime. And it's just a 7-point game, and Glencoe's offense has really not mounted much at all. But still, they're just down 7 thanks to their defense. Kick, low kick, picked up. Osment at the 16, returns, cuts outside now at the 25, and down he goes at the 29-yard line. 13-yard return. Glencoe with no timeouts. They've used all 3 here in the first half already. So from the 30, we'll call it 1st and 10 for the black and gold.
Almost broke one there, but number 22 for Piedmont, that's going to be Trey Snyder, the junior linebacker. He takes a great angle on the play and drags the returner down. And as you said, this Glencoe offense has to get something going to help out their defense, because clearly right now their defense is the only thing really keeping them in this football game so far.
Yeah, Glencoe's defense has been their offense here in the first half. They've had 2 turnovers, had an interception return for a touchdown by Dalton Roberts and a fumble return by Osment for a touchdown. And thanks to that defense, it's just a 7-point game. As you saw, they just took a knee there, and they do not have to run another play. Piedmont's not going to call a timeout. So both teams will be going to the locker room as the horn sounds, and we've played 24 minutes of football from the Field of Champions, and many highlights in this football game thus far, Cody. And the first highlight, you see it right there, the 96-yard kick run by Jackson for the first score of the game.
Like you said, just a big gainer there. It's been the Darnell Jackson show here as he has a couple of touchdown runs so far. And here we see his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Just untouched, really. Just kind of slowed down once he got about the 10-yard line. And then the big interception.
As you can see, the trend here in this ball game, just by the highlights, Glencoe's defense is keeping them in this game. Glencoe's offense in this second half has to get something going in order to keep their team in this ball game.
There's the big interception, the first score of the night, Dalton Roberts. And just look at the last 10 yards of this run. He's hit there, and he is not going to be denied. He just gets into the end zone, and then one play later, a fumble, and there goes Pace Osment for the score. Another score by the defense.
And we all knew this coming into the game, but what a job so far here tonight by Pace Osment on both sides of the football. He's been doing all he can for his team.
Let's go quickly to the field. Here's Callie.
Coach Smith, great first half. What are you going to tell the boys in the locker room to keep the momentum up?
Well, we can't turn the ball over. You know, we had a couple turnovers there that they converted into touchdowns, and you know, we had an opportunity there to extend the lead a little bit when it was 12-0. Hats off to Glencoe for making those 2 plays and getting back in the game that way. So we got a dog fight here tonight, and we're going to have to do a better job protecting the ball.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you, Kelly. Once again, head coach Steve Smith, now in his 10th year heading up the Bulldog program, won himself a state championship here, back in 2009 with a big overtime win in the championship game over Cordova. We're at halftime once again. Piedmont leading Glencoe 19-12. We'll be back with halftime activities. Stay right where you are. We are the Friday Night Network.
Every day is a great day to stop in a Samco Express Mart. You'll find plenty of snacks to choose from, and Samco has all your favorite drink brands, all nice and cold. You'll find those last-minute light grocery items you need, and a great variety of grab-and-go brands that's sure to cure any case of the munchies. There's lots of candy, mints, and gum, too. Make sure you fuel up before or after the game. With over 30 locations in the area, there's always one close by. Samco Express Mart.
People come from everywhere to get their deal from Bill Stanford. They come from Ashland, Brompton, Lineville. They come from Moody, Munford, Coldwater, Birmingham, Talladega, Lincoln, Riverside, Heflin. There's no better deal than a Talladega Bill deal.
Right now, all GMC Sierras are at or below supplier price. Save over $2,900 on this 2015 GMC Sierra at Bill Stanford.
Come on out to Bill Stanford in Talladega.
When you wanted fast, when you needed speed, we've always been the one. Well, now, the fastest just got faster. Introducing Ultra 100 Internet from Cable One. Experience speeds up to 100 megs. Welcome to Ultra 100 Internet.
Cable One, the fastest just got faster.
Now what?
Let's go. That way.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Visit Cycle World in Gadsden today or online at cycleworldonline.com.
Hi, I'm Donnie Allison. This is the reason that Sonny King Ford is #1 and been that way since 1922.
It's not because we're throwing a payment at you that isn't mathematically possible. It's not because we offer $10,000 off even though we can't really do it. It's because our employees are our heartbeat. Great people being fair and transparent no matter what. Simply providing for their loved ones without selling their integrity. That's what's different at Sonny King Ford. It's where a handshake still matters.
Halftime, you see the score. Piedmont 19, Glencoe 12. Let's go to the field and enjoy the Glencoe Yellow Jacket Marching Band. Tim Harris, the Glencoe Yellow Jacket Marching Band. Halftime, you see the score. Bulldogs on top of the Yellow Jackets by 7. We'll be back with more halftime on the Friday Night Network.
Since 1848, our bank has witnessed inventions that have changed the world. Conveniences such as the refrigerator, the light bulb, and the airplane were all created during the early days of our bank. VHS tapes, DVDs, smartphones, all invented while we were First National Bank of Talladega. Our name may have changed, but we have a rich history. First Bank of Alabama. We're still first, and so are you.
At Food Outlet, our lineup starts with the freshest produce in town.
When you shop with us, you score every day with the freshest meat and the best selection.
Pregame, halftime, even after the game, we have all the snacks and soft drinks that you need.
We're your hometown team.
And you'll always score a touchdown at Food Outlet, where great service at low prices is how we do business.
Food Outlet, with locations in Alexandria, Anniston, Bynum, and Pell City. Go to shopfoodoutlet.com for weekly specials. And remember to like us on Facebook.
Your love will bloom with the Romance Bridal Collection. Each ring is a mirror to the natural splendor of sparkling diamonds with exquisitely crafted 18-karat gold designs. Every romance piece is exceptional in both quality and style and comes with a lifetime guarantee that assures its everlasting beauty. Come see Phyllis and the team at Glencoe Jewelry Sales for the Romance Bridal Collection and all of your jewelry needs.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. We understand that you need the best educational opportunities. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, Central Alabama will provide you with courses and degree programs in tune with today's workplace. Get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
At Eye Care Alabama, it's our personal one-on-one approach to optometry that keeps patients coming back. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and the team strive to provide the finest in optometry services, including complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Please browse our website to learn more about our optometry services, and we invite you to join our patient family by scheduling an eye exam appointment at any of our offices in Piedmont, Roanoke, or Heflin. Eye Care Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
Battle of top 10 teams here this evening. Piedmont and Glencoe. 19-12 the score here at the break. Piedmont on top. You see some of the other scores in the area. You see Westbrook Christian, a team that almost upset Glencoe last week with the first half lead over Pleasant Valley. Anniston and Lincoln really scoreless there in the first quarter. Ranburn on top of Lafayette. That game also in the second period. Just some of the scores in the area tonight rolling along. You see the score of Hanley and Munford. It's homecoming for the Lions this evening, and so far so good as they lead Hanley of Roanoke. Montgomery Academy over B.B. Comer and Coach Mike Battles there. Hokes Bluff, a team that we will see next week, trailing Sardis 14-7. Tallahassee with the first half lead over Central of Clay County. Mortimer Jordan, really kind of what we expected, up big over St. Clair County. That also a first half score. Sachs up big on White Plains, already reached the third quarter there, and there you see Leeds on top of Elmore County. So Cody, looks like what we thought would happen at Homer Smiles tonight. The Green Wave are putting on a show.
And that's what we discussed pregame. As we talked about, Coach Etheridge knows what he sees in his team from the beginning of the year. They're going to bounce back, and the Green Wave are going to turn this thing around and have a strong finish to this season.
South side of Gadsden, up big still in the second quarter there over Albert P. Brewer. And Chelsea trailing Chilton County. Beauregard, well, do I have to even mention that? My alma mater down 42 in the third quarter to Beauregard. Let's see. Cleburne County, Coach Michael Short leading Crossville 33-0. Just a lot of big games in the area tonight as we show you all the scores there at the bottom of your screen. Opelika, Oxford, my goodness there, Cody.
That just has gotten away there, and Opelika out to that huge lead going into the third quarter. And something I'm somewhat shocked by out of Region 6 here in Class 3A, Weaver up at the half. I know it's halftime and it's only by 1 point, but Weaver leading Walter Welborn there 21-20 at the half.
Yeah, that is a bit of a surprise. Close game there. And Benjamin Russell on top of Pill City and Etowah over Fairview. And there you see Lynette from down in Chambers County leading Woodland from there. The Bobcats from Randolph County. Just some of the games in the area, and our game right here, halftime Piedmont 19, Glencoe 12. Back to the field, the band director, Jason Wright. This is the Piedmont Marching Band. Piedmont Marching Band here at the break, and the Bulldogs, you see the score, leading the Jackets 19-12, and our halftime activities will continue on the Friday Night Network.
If you've been around for over 40 years, you have to be doing something right. Hare Wrecker Service is well known as the largest wrecker service in Etowah County. The Hare name stands for dependability when it comes to having the right equipment to get the job done. Whether it's our small wreckers or rollbacks for cars or trucks, or large wreckers for heavy hauling and recoveries, Hare Wrecker Service has the power and the professional, trained, and certified team to get the job done. Serving all of Alabama from locations in Glencoe and Gadsden, Hare Wrecker Service.
It's no secret that Johnson's Giant Food has the best meat market in town. That's because freshness is our #1 priority. We don't use coarse grind with fillers, which consists mostly of the outside meat of the cattle. That's where E. coli and other like diseases grow. We pride ourselves in having the freshest cuts and grinding in town. Our meat markets are equipped with butchers with years of experience with a variety of meat cuts. Quality and freshness is our pledge to you.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Oops, had a fender bender? Have them tow it or take it yourself to Wesley's Paint and Body. Baker Reynolds and his guys have been this area's go-to team for quality automotive body repair and paint work for years. All makes and models, foreign or domestic. They take them crashed and make them look like new. And with Wesley's larger new facility, including 2 full-size paint booths, they can get you fixed up fast. Always free estimates, best price on repair work, insurance claims welcomed, and service with a smile. That's Wesley's Paint and Body, Highway 78 East in Anniston.
It's a battle of 2 top 10 teams here this evening, Glencoe and Piedmont from the Field of Champions. You see the score, Piedmont with the halftime lead as they're up by 7. And I'm Jeff Ellison, Cody Spoon to my right, Callie Talby down on the field. And halftime activities slowly drawing to a close, and we'll have third quarter action headed your way shortly. Cody, it was a football game where Piedmont jumped out early, and then the defense of Glencoe was able to get the Yellow Jackets back into the football game, but a late score by Piedmont there in the final minute of the second quarter, and Piedmont goes to the locker room with the 7-point lead.
Jeff, one thing that kind of sticks out to me as I was doing a little research on this game, Glencoe's offense over the past few ball games has averaged 40.3 points per game. I mean, they've scored 121 total points on the season. So you'd like to think that this offense would have been a little bit more productive tonight, and it kind of makes you wonder what the identity of this team's going to be tonight. We've seen them kind of run it a little bit. They've had a little bit of success there. I feel like they've had just a little bit more success throwing the football. I think if you take those chances downfield like Coach Osmond's been doing, that's a little bit. It'll pay off just a little bit more than kind of playing it safe, so to speak, with those inside runs. And you just need something here on offense to kind of spark things up and see if you can't move this football down the field and put 6 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's really what their offense needs. I mean, something to give them a little bit of confidence. And you talked about the fact, and you're right, Cody, throwing the pass, the long pass, and they've had some success. It's kind of been a jump ball situation on a number of those throws, but still, I mean, you've got Osmond out there, and, you know, he's going to win most of those jump balls.
And that's one thing about it. It probably comes across as if I'm questioning Coach Osmond. We all know what type of football coach he is. At halftime, he made his adjustments. Him and his assistants know what they see, what they like. I think in a game like this, with your offense playing the way it has, you're down by 7 on the road at the Field of Champions, a tough place to play. And I don't see that there's any room or there's any reason right now for Coach Osmond and his staff to panic. And I don't see why they would, let that be evident to their kids. This is something that you should be happy with, in my opinion, with an offense kind of as stagnant as Glencoe's has been here tonight.
Yeah, in the coaching career of Lee Osment, he has faced Piedmont 7 times and only beaten them once, and that was last year. And I know he was happy to get that monkey off his back, but what a game it was a year ago. And, this is a place he comes in here tonight as head coach of the Yellow Jackets, and he's never won here, but got a great chance here tonight.
And that's on his mind. It's not something that's eating away at him, something that distracts him. But that's one thing that last year he finally got that win for this Glencoe program, something big for them as they moved on to win the region. But that he wants to get that road win, that signature win at Piedmont. you win that rivalry game. If you can go back-to-back wins, that's huge. And that can actually give you a lot more momentum moving forward into the rest of the season and into the playoffs. And so this is a Glencoe team that easily could take here in the second half, take advantage that they're only down by 7, and see if they can't move out in front, tie this ball game up, and make this interesting again.
What about the first half of Darnell Jackson? I mean, we knew all about Darnell coming into this game. I know he had a good game a week ago, and boy, he had a good first half here tonight and really got things started with that long run for the first score of tonight's game.
I think he's one of those guys, as we've come to know. Darnell Jackson's just one of those guys you can rely on. He up to in this season so far, he's been pretty good at protecting the football there. You had the that kind of awkward exchange between Taylor Hayes and Darnell Jackson, but he's the type of guy that you can give the football to with a lot of carries, and he's going to be productive for this offense. And so he's just a guy that there in the first half, he did what the team needed him to do to kind of give them some of those offensive sparks. I mean, Piedmont had themselves backed all the way up to basically in the end zone. And as you said, a 96-yard scamper to really set the tone for Piedmont there early in the ball game. It'll just be interesting to see what Coach Smith kind of dials up here in the second half. I'm interested to see if Coach Osmond and staff start throwing this football down the field a little bit more, kind of spread it out, which in turn we all know is going to open up that running game a little bit more.
Both teams are back on the field, and we'll take one more break, and we'll be back with the third quarter kickoff on the Friday Night Network.
Every day is a great day to stop in a Samco Express Mart. You'll find plenty of snacks to choose from, and Samco has all your favorite drink brands, all nice and cold. You'll find those last-minute light grocery items you need, and a great variety of grab-and-go brands that's sure to cure any case of the munchies. There's lots of candy, mints, and gum, too. Make sure you fuel up before or after the game. With over 30 locations in the area, there's always one close by. Samco Express Mart.
All right, here we go. It's third quarter action from the Field of Champions. Two undefeated teams here tonight, two top 10 teams in the same region of Class 3A. And as we start the third quarter, it's the home team with the 7-point lead. And the home team will be kicking to Glencoe. They do. Low squib kicks picked up at the 19-yard line, returned across the 30. Out to the 35. That's a 16-yard return. And from there, Glencoe down by 7. They'll have the football 1st and 10.
And this is where deferring in the first half gives you the football coming out in the second half. As we talked about, it's one of the key points in this football game. You get the ball back. You're down 7. Now's the time to set this tone early in the second half and try to put some points on this board.
If you're just joining us, all 12 points scored by Glencoe tonight. Compliments of their defense, their offense now on the field looking for their first points of the evening as they'll start this drive at their own 35. Chase Wilson is the quarterback, and Wilson will run it himself. Cuts back at the line of scrimmage, and that's a good gain on first down as he picks up 5 to the 40-yard line. His helmet came off again. You see it right there. So, again, Wilson will be a spectator on the very next play.
I think they need to get a guy to kind of check that helmet out. That's the second time we've seen that thing kind of pop off there. Just a good solid run there to open up this second half by Chase Wilson. Let's see if they can kind of keep this thing going. You know they're going to go more of the Wildcat set here. Let Pace Osmond take it out of the backfield. Let's see if they dial up something, maybe throws it downfield, maybe hits a quick slant, or is he just going to run the football?
Second down, we'll call it 5. Osmond. First down and more. Needed 5. Osmond gets 7. That's a chain mover. 1st and 10 now for Glencoe at their own 47.
Great run there by Pace Osmond. He comes around the left side, dodges those 2 tackles. It looked as though that was number 25, Neonte Alexander, who's one of the better players for this Piedmont defense, and Logan Smith, number 21. Both of those guys missing those open field tackles. Pace Osmond, give him credit for the good run there to pick up the first down for the Yellow Jackets.
New set of downs at the 47, trips to the top of your screen. Wilson from the near hash mark. Wide side of the field is to the far side, and he rolls that way. And he throws. Osment's out there. Osment's got it. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was at the 25-yard line. That's a 28-yard toss from Wilson to Osment. Another first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Great throw there by Chase Wilson. Pace Osment down the sideline as we see Wilson drops back, throws it down. Darnell Jackson just reads that play wrong. He's out of position. He has to cut back and falls down. And just a good job, good throw and catch there by this Glencoe offense. And we call his name again, Pace Osment, doing a great job here, being a leader for this team.
First down, Glencoe, now at the Bulldog 25. Trips near side. Wilson, and they run the football inside. I think that's Bradley, and Bradley maybe is forward progress to the 24. It's just a pickup of 1 on the play. Leading the charge defensively once again was Austin Brazier.
Coach Osment and staff keeping this Piedmont defense honest. You got to run the football a little bit. You got to mix it up here and there. And like we talked about there at halftime, it looks as though what's going to work in this football game overall is going to be the arm of Chase Wilson and some of these talented wide receivers. Coach Smith told me it's just not Pace Osment. If you look at what these guys have done over the course of the weeks, there are several guys on this team that are quality wide receivers for Chase Wilson.
Second down and 9. Wilson. Pass. Osment's out there. Osment's got it again. Down at the 2-yard line. We talked about jump balls and the leaping ability of Osment. It was on display right there. 22-yard toss from Wilson to Osment.
And what looked to be just a rush throw, he threw it up in the air. Pace Osment, look at this catch. He just goes up there, catches it at its highest point. He gets his body on Cardavian Myers, gets in front of him, and here we go. We talked about it. This drive right here sets the tone for this Glencoe team in the second half.
First and goal at the 2-yard line for Glencoe. Wilson, touchdown Yellow Jackets. Well, I think that's the way you come out of the locker room with a long sustained drive. Best offensive showing of the night for Glencoe on that particular possession. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game once more.
And that's just a statement drive right there. You come out, you do what's working. Here we see Chase Wilson. He looked as though he was going to bounce it outside, realized that it was just a wide open hole. He kept it inside and runs it in for 6.
Andrew Lang in for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick. We're tied at 19. 9:32 remaining, third quarter on the Friday Night Network.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Parnell Insurance in Oxford is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Impressive drive to start the third quarter by Coach Lee Osment's Glencoe Yellow Jackets. The 2-yard touchdown run by Chase Wilson, the quarterback. Lang made the PAT. And as Glencoe prepares to kick back to Piedmont, Cody, we got ourselves a tie ball game once more.
And if you were looking for some great football early in the football season, if you truly enjoy high school football, this is the game to be watching right now. I'm sure there are a couple of good games going on right now, but as far as what we can see, this is definitely all it was hyped up to be, as we have a big battle here in 3A Region 6, Piedmont versus Glencoe.
Lang's kick is short. It's fielded by Myers at the 18. Myers at the 25 as he crosses the field and gets him to the 34-yard line. That's a return of 16 yards. And first down now for Piedmont. They put it down at the 33-yard line. 19 apiece from the field of champions. These two teams played a year ago up at Wilson Darnell Stadium and went right down to the final minutes. A field goal by Glencoe won that one 31-27. 28, and we may just be going to the wire again here tonight. Who knows? First down, Piedmont. Call it the 33. Hayes runs it himself. Hayes is in the open field. Hayes, it's a foot race to the end zone, and it's a foot race that Hayes will win. Touchdown, Piedmont. Didn't take him long, did it? 67-yard run by Hayes. Talking about answering back in a hurry, Cody. Boy, did they ever.
And you look at your leadership on the last drive for Glencoe. Pace Osmond steps up big, and he makes a big play. Here, your leadership. Taylor Hayes, your starting quarterback. Watch that block right there by number 8. That's Bailey Blanchard. And then there was just a poor tackle there as Taylor Hayes runs behind his pads there. And great effort there by number 23. That's going to be Dalton Roberts for Glencoe. But Piedmont answers back quickly and tries to take back some of that momentum.
Kirk in for the extra point. Piedmont leads by 6. Snap, spot. And Piedmont leads now by 7. One-play drive covering 67 yards, and with 9:12 to go, still in the third quarter, it's Piedmont back on top on the Friday Night Network.
He doesn't need your help until he does. 3 cylinders, dual overhead cams, and 50 horsepower. Go bold, go powerful, go Gator.
See the full line of John Deere Gators, riding mowers, and tractors today at Piedmont Outdoor.
Well, we've played 2 minutes and 48 seconds of football here in the second half. We've had 2 scores, and now we have an onside kick or a short squib kick. It's, I guess, semi-onsides variety that Glencoe falls on near midfield. That's Dalton Roberts. No, that is not Dalton Roberts that fell on it. That was Craig Barkley at the 48-yard line. So, as a result of that, Cody, Glencoe's got great field position.
And you can tell by his body language, Coach Smith is very disappointed in his kicker there. I think that was supposed to take a big hop there over that front line. But nonetheless, here we go. Glencoe with great field position to start this next drive. And if you're Piedmont, you didn't want to put them in that situation.
At the 49, we'll call it, so just 51 yards away from possible tie ball game once more. Wilson cuts back. Wilson, nothing. Stopped at the 49 for no gain on the play. Again, Alexander was there, defensive for Piedmont, along with Malik Gamble. Second down and 10.
Just a good job on that play is this Piedmont defensive line getting physical with this offensive line for Glencoe. Early in the ball game, it looked as though Glencoe's offensive line was going to be a bit more physical tonight in this football game. You got to like, if you're Coach Blanchard, the defensive coordinator at Piedmont, you got to like what you see in the fight out of this defensive line.
Second down, 10. 6 yards on the second down play as moving down to the 45-yard line. The ball carrier on the second down call was Kate Allred. Upcoming will be 3rd and 4 for Glencoe.
As we see the exchange there between Chase Wilson and Kate Allred, it looked as though it was a pretty bad exchange. The ball kind of came up even with the helmet of Cody Allred out of his hands, and he gets that ball back and gets a couple of yards there. What could have been a bad play for this Glencoe offense turns into a positive for him.
Now we got a timeout taken by Piedmont prior to this third down call. 7:56 to go. You see the score. Piedmont up by 7 on the Friday Night Network.
Mr. G's is Glencoe's friendly neighborhood hometown grocery.
Oh, gotta go. Gotta get this, and this.
You'll always find fresh produce.
Meat. Gotta get meat.
And the best meat anywhere at Mr. G's. They'll even cut it to order.
Gotta get this, and this. Yep, gotta get that. Gotta go.
You'll find all your favorite soft drinks and snacks, too.
That was fast. Checkout line, here I come.
Thank you for shopping at Mr. G's, where we get you out quickly.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's the game of the week on the Friday Night Network. Jeff Ellison. To my right, Cody Spoon. And down on the field is Callie Talby. When play resumes, it's 3rd down and 3 for Glencoe at the Piedmont 45-yard line. Prior to the 3rd down call, Cody, Coach Smith of Piedmont called for a timeout.
And it looks as though here, if you're Glencoe in this situation, what has worked for you time and time again, especially on that first drive, you look to see if Chase Wilson can't convert this thing, use his arm in this passing game. Look for him to go to Pace Osmond. It's worked all night. Why not go for it again?
They need the 42. Wilson to throw. Does throw. Pass too tall this time and nearly picked off. Intended receiver was Pace Osmond. It falls incomplete. I think Myers almost came up with that one, Cody.
Yes, it looked though Bailey Blanchard might have got a little away with a little bit of holding there, or passing. It wasn't pass interference, a little bit of defensive holding there. And Cardavian Myers comes up to make a play on the ball. Almost had the pick, but it's almost like it kind of scared him there a little bit. He was a little shocked. It hit him in the hands. Nonetheless, here we go. Piedmont has forced the punt here. It looks as though Glencoe is going to punt it away to the Piedmont Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're in punt formation, but Piedmont is sending no one back deep. They're not buying this. They're possibly expecting a fake here, but it's not a fake. Osmond kicks it away, and again, nobody back deep for Piedmont, so this ball will land at the 10, take a bit of a Piedmont bounce back to the 13, and that is where Piedmont will start this drive. So a 4th down and 3 at your opponent's 45-yard line, still early in the 3rd quarter, and I think Coach Osment made the correct call there, and that's punt the football.
Jeff, I completely agree there. There's nothing telling you right now that this game's about to get out of hand, so there you just punt the football away and see what your defense can do here. They've done some great things for you here so far tonight. So they had that blown play there on the last drive of Piedmont for the big long touchdown run by Taylor Hayes. But they've done some great things for you. They scored 12 of your points. Let's see what they can do here.
From the 13, 1st and 10. Low snap. Hayes picks it up. But by the time he was able to corral it, there was white jerseys all over him. And they take him down at the 11-yard line. That will be a loss of 2. It's 2nd down and 12. But again, problems with the snap from center to quarterback.
It looks as though that's what the 4th or 5th bad snap we've seen so far here tonight by the young sophomore, Cole Chastain, number 54. And Piedmont's just going to have to get that worked out next week in practice. That's not something really that you can kind of work on during the game. It's going to have to work itself out. But here we go. Piedmont lines up 2nd and 12.
At the 11-yard line. Hayes, Jackson, 4 yards to the 15. It's 3rd down and 8 upcoming.
As we see, Darnell Jackson tried to get to the outside. That's one of those plays that's really worked well for Piedmont on offense so far tonight, but not quite the blocking that he's had so far. And so the Glencoe Yellow Jackets defense just kind of swarmed around the ball and took Darnell Jackson down.
Big play here. Piedmont up 7, facing 3rd and 8 at their own 15. They need the 23. Hayes sets and fires, and he's got the 1st down. Needed 8, and they got 10. That's Blanchard on the receiving end on the far boundary, and that indeed will be a chain mover. 1st and 10 now Piedmont, as they do convert on the 3rd down play.
And Coach Smith here going to one of the guys, basically the only wide receiver that he's gone to all night. Hayes drops back and delivers a great pass there to Bailey Blanchard. Through it where only Bailey would either catch it or drop it. So a good job there by this offense converting on 3rd down.
Mitchell is the wide out to the near side. In the slot near side is Keener on the 1st down call. And into the open field again, running the football on this 1st down play is Austin Brazier, I do believe. And Brazier has another 1st down as he moves it up to the 40 for a pickup of 15.
Great run there by Austin Brazier, a guy that's had a few issues with turnovers this year, fumbling the football. Coach Smith showing some confidence in him right there to hand him the football.
First down, Jackson on the speed sweep picks up 4 to the 44. Second down and 6.
That play might have gotten a few more yards, but there was a missed block there in the backfield.
Midway through the third quarter, time for a heat break from the Field of Champions. Piedmont 26, Glencoe 19 on the Friday Night Network.
People come from everywhere to get their deal from Bill Stanford. They come from Ashland, Brompton, Lineville. They come from Moody, Munford, Coldwater, Birmingham, Talladega, Lincoln, Riverside, Heflin. There's no better deal than a Talladega Bill deal.
Right now, all Ram trucks are at or below supplier price. Save over $2,700 on this 2015 Ram 1500 at Bill Stanford.
Come on out to Bill Stanford in Talladega.
Piedmont up by 7 quickly down to the fill. Let's join Callie.
Talked to one of the Glencoe coaches. His team spirits are high, but right now there's a lot of back and forth. I think the game is going to come down to a turnover or who can individually execute their job. Back to you guys.
Second down and 5 for Piedmont at the 45-yard line. Coming out of the heat timeout. Hayes rolls far side, throws to Brazier. Brazier's got it. Fights off one tackler, and he'll be near the first down marker. I think just a bit short. Yeah, they're already indicating third down, so third down less than a yard now, near midfield for Piedmont.
Great decision there by Taylor Hayes. Bailey Blanchard had his man beat as he just outran the corner to the far side of the field. Taylor Hayes looked upfield, saw it, but then he saw his check down man there in Austin Brazier and just dumps it off, gets those few more yards, knowing that this would bring up a third down situation. You get third and short instead of putting yourself in third and long.
They need about a half yard on the third down play, and they got about a yard and a half on the third down play, so that will move the chains once more. And Piedmont will continue this drive as they put it down at the Glencoe 49.
Just a good job there, as we've talked about. That line of scrimmage is key here tonight, and Piedmont being more physical right there, running the football as Taylor Hayes takes that one forward. We talked about before how physical of a runner he truly is out of the backfield, and he's just showing it off time and time again tonight as he converts yet another first down with his feet.
Mitchell and Keener to the near side. That's Jackson and Blanchard to the far side, and Hayes wants to throw, does deep downfield. Blanchard's out there. Blanchard's got it. And Blanchard has the football inside the 25-yard line at the 20. No, check that. They're going to rule it incomplete. I stand corrected. I thought he was going to mark the catch down there at the 24. Kind of a late call by the official, but the proper call. Incomplete. Second down now at the 50.
And give credit to Glencoe's defense, as it was a missed block there by the offensive line of Piedmont. They rushed the throw by Taylor Hayes. If he had a few more seconds there in the pocket, he would have thrown that one for it looks like it would have been a touchdown. But he had to kind of just chunk it up there. It wasn't the best throw ever, and Bailey Blanchard makes a good effort for the ball, but just out of bounds.
Second down 10. Brazier. First down and more. As he moves inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 yards on the play. Big chunk of yardage there for Piedmont. Let's see if we can go back to that pass play for Blanchard there on the far boundary. And there it is right there. Of course, he was ruled out of bounds, and we'll see if maybe from our vantage point or from our camera angle there, we can maybe see if he was able to get a foot down. And again, they just had to tightrope it right there. And again, another pass reception where they go high into the air, and maybe that foot was out of bounds. I think it was. So proper call by the official. And on the second down call, back to live action here, incomplete pass thrown by Piedmont, and it will bring up a second down now at the 33-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Hayes liked that matchup he saw so far. That's twice on 2 plays that we've seen Bailey Blanchard be able to get behind the defense, outrun his man. So there, they take a shot to the end zone on first down. Why not see if you can't beat your man yet again?
Second down call. Jackson outside. Jackson down the far boundary. Jackson just lowers his head and picks up 23 down to the 10-yard line. There is a penalty marker down. They may bring this one back. Flag down back at the original line of scrimmage.
I thought they had a hold out there on the left side for Piedmont. I'm not for sure if it was Austin Brazier or not.
Third down.
So we'll see if we can get the call from Jimmy Buckaloo. Again, a 23-yard run by Jackson.
That's the 33.
And they'll wipe it off as Piedmont is beginning to back up. Here's the call from the White Hat.
Well, an illegal block in the back on the offense. During the run, the spot foul, 10 yards. It'll be second down.
So from the spot of the foul, they move it back to the 43, and from there it's second down and 20 now for Piedmont. This drive started at their own 13, now at the 43 of Glencoe, facing second and very long. Mitchell to the near side, along with in the slot over here is Chase Keener. Hayes wants to throw, and he does throw. This ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage, and another flag comes in. This one thrown by the referee, and this is personal foul against Glencoe for roughing the passer. Roughing the passer on Glencoe, and that call is greeted by a chorus of boos from the Glencoe faithful that made the trip up to Piedmont tonight. So that's a major distance penalty and a big penalty in this drive, Cody.
That's a questionable call right there. I'm not one of those guys that likes to question the officials, but there you got to wonder. I mean, he hits him just as he releases that football. I'm not for sure how that's a pass. I mean, excuse me, a late hit on the quarterback. Here we go. And these guys are here to make those types of calls. That's not on us, but the call has been made. There's nothing we can do about it, and Glencoe's got to respond here.
So the penalty moves the football down to the 28-yard line. Hayes wants to throw, does pass, had him open too. That's Darnell Jackson down near the 5-yard line. That pass just a little too tall, a little too strong for Jackson to haul in. So it's incomplete. Second down now at the 28.
And that was a good job pressuring the quarterback as the defensive coordinator for Glencoe sends a blitz there. It looks like it was Austin Bush, the safety, blitzing there. And he forces Taylor Hayes to rush the throw. If Taylor Hayes kind of steps into that throw, he hits Darnell Jackson in stride for a touchdown. Taylor Hayes kind of throws it off his back foot, and an incomplete pass.
4:09 to go, third quarter. Brazier with the call. Down goes Brazier. Can I say that? It's a 2-yard loss back to the 28, from the 28 back to the 30. It's now third down and 12 for Piedmont.
And that's what happens. Glencoe had to respond. They couldn't let that penalty get into their heads. They had to respond here, and Glencoe is doing a great job responding after that questionable call. They just outmanned and were more physical at the line of scrimmage on that play than Piedmont was. Let's see what Coach Smith dials up here. Third and long situation for the Bulldogs.
Any points in this drive would be big in this football game. It's still a one-possession game, but Piedmont looking for more. Hayes will run it himself, just a yard, that's all. At the 29-yard line, it's 4th and 11 for Piedmont, and decision time for 10th-year head coach Steve Smith.
A design quarterback keeper. Hayes takes it around the left side. Again, this defensive line, this front seven for Glencoe being more physical than Piedmont tonight here on this drive. And they drop him for only, he gained about a yard here.
4th down and 11. Piedmont will go for it from the 29. They need the 18. Hayes to throw. Hayes pass wide open is Jackson at the 10. Jackson dives. Did he get in? No, he did not, but they got a whole big chunk of yardage right there on a 4th and 11. Piedmont picks up 28 yards down to the 1-yard line, and from there, it's 1st and goal.
Darnell Jackson comes across the middle, wide open, catches that football. Good throw there by Taylor Hayes. Here we go, the replay.
Well, maybe not the replay, but we can tell you what a big 4th down conversion it was for the Bulldogs, as they do pick up 28 big ones right there and just a yard away from making this a 2-possession game. Hayes goes down under center, runs a toss to Jackson, and Darnell Jackson has scored his 3rd touchdown of the evening. This one from 1 yard out, and the Bulldogs move on top by 13.
Just a solid run by Darnell Jackson. That toss play, talked about that, those sweeps, those toss plays, getting him out on the edge. You like those moments where you can get one-on-one matchups. You get him out there, great blocks by your wide receiver, your left tackle, and your B-back out there. And just a good job putting it in the end zone for a touchdown.
It's an 87-yard drive by the Bulldogs. Easton Kirk in for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is in the air, and the kick is wide left. It's no good. So with 2:11 to go, 3rd quarter, Piedmont now on top, 32-19 over the Yellow Jackets on FNN.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we're proud to be a part of the excitement of high school football games by providing emergency on-site services for local high school games.
Anniston EMS provides this area with skilled, innovative, and dependable emergency care. As the area's only public safety company, Anniston EMS features dedicated employees who provide patients the highest quality pre-hospital care available. When you see Anniston EMS, you're seeing the best care possible.
Play hard and be safe from all of us at Anniston EMS.
87-yard drive by the Piedmont Bulldogs, and now a 13-point lead for the home team, 32-19, as the Bulldogs prepare to kick back to Glencoe. Got a couple of score updates. Cody, I think you said Bob Jones is now with the lead over Gadsden City.
Yes, sir. There for the first half, it looked as though Gadsden City was going to make it a football game, but here in the second half, Bob Jones has just pulled away slowly.
And Wadley pitching a shutout against TC Central tonight. Well in control of that one. Big crowd on hand here tonight, as you can see, just a packed house here to witness Piedmont and Glencoe. Short kick once more, and Glencoe will get good field position out of it once more, as they'll fall on it at the 46-yard line. That was Nick Pentecost there to fall on it at the 46, and now Glencoe needing something offensively, needing to put some points on the board on this drive as they're down by 13. Final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter as Glencoe on this first down call. They'll send trips to the far side, to the wide side of the field. You see those 3 receivers to the top of your screen as Wilson calls his count from the 46, and he's got running room, and there he goes. He's going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Glencoe. This will be a 54-yard run by Wilson, and Glencoe needed a big score in a hurry, and they got it, Cody.
Great blocking there by this Glencoe offensive line. Chase Wilson calls his own number, takes this one to the house. Someone other than Pace Osmond here tonight.
So 54-yard run. Let's look at it again. And once he got there, Cody, all he had to do was run. I mean, there was no one over here, and he takes it to the house, and Glencoe has made this a one-possession ball game once more. Laying in for the extra point. Kick is in the air, and this kick is good. It's between the sticks. Timeout on the field with 2:01 to go. We're still in the 3rd quarter. Piedmont leads by 6. This is FNN, the Friday Night Network.
Every day's a great day to stop in a Samco Express Mart. You'll find plenty of snacks to choose from, and Samco has all your favorite drink brands, all nice and cold. You'll find those last-minute light grocery items you need, and a great variety of grab-and-go brands that's sure to cure any case of the munchies. There's lots of candy, mints, and gum, too. Make sure you fuel up before or after the game. With over 30 locations in the area, there's always one close by. Samco Express Mart. At Eye Care Alabama, it's our personal one-on-one approach to optometry that keeps patients coming back. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and the team strive to provide the finest in optometry services, including complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Please browse our website to learn more about our optometry services, and we invite you to join our patient family by scheduling an eye exam appointment at any of our offices in Piedmont, Roanoke, or Heflin. Eye Care Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
All right, here we go. 6-point ball game. Short kick this time by Lang. It bounces at the 25-yard line and does roll out of bounds. It kind of had everyone holding their breath there for a moment. Didn't know if it was going to kick left or kick right, but it finally kicked toward the boundary, and that will give Piedmont good field position.
Back-to-back possessions. We've seen this special teams errors. One thing Coach Smith that he and I talked about is how impressed he's been with, over the years, Glencoe special teams. As you see, Piedmont with a terrible kickoff, and then Glencoe turns around and kicks it out of bounds. So each team's setting one another up, the offense up, for good field position to get their drive started here in the third quarter.
These two teams combined for 59 points last year. Already, they've scored a combined 58 here this evening, and we still got more than a quarter of football still remaining. Speed sweep to the wide side of the field. This is Myers, and Myers has 4 up to the 39-yard line. From there, it's 2nd down and 6. Dalton Roberts was there along with, that's Bush, and on the stop defensively, Aaron Bush for Glencoe.
Great job there by number 21, Aaron Bush, the strong safety. He fights off the block from Deontay Alexander out on the edge. Comes back inside, makes the tackle on Cardavian Myers.
2nd down and 6 from the 29. Myers in motion. Myers again. More running room and another 1st down. It's a gain of 8 to the 47, and that will move the chains.
Same play call for Coach Smith on offense. And that time, Deontay Alexander got out wide and made a quality block this time. Kept his man from fighting off the block to make the tackle on Cardavian Myers. Good job by this Piedmont offense.
1st and 10 at the 47. Blanchard to the left. To the near side is Keener and Mitchell. Check that. That's Myers, who now goes in motion. And there's Hayes. Hayes still on his feet at the 40, at the 30, at the 20. He may go. 15, 10, down to the 6-yard line. That is a pickup of 47 on the play, down to the 6-yard line. Make it the 7-yard line. Another big run by Hayes.
Just takes it right up the middle. Fights off a couple of would-be tacklers. Keeps running strong here. Gets a good block. Dalton Roberts fights off that block eventually. Comes up from behind to make the tackle. Taylor Hayes, yet again, another play by a leader in this game. Piedmont needed a spark like that to kind of keep this game moving along, to answer what Glencoe did there.
Hayes, just a junior. From the 7, it's 1st and goal. Myers to the near side, touchdown Piedmont. Well, they've run that speed sweep to the wide side to the often tonight. I think it's really about the first time in quite a while they've run it to the near side, and they may want to try that some more. They got a touchdown out of it right there.
looked as though Pace Osmond had taken a great angle to come up with the tackle for only a couple of yards. Here we see Cardavion Myers. Well, we'll get the replay back in just a second. Here he goes. Pace Osmond just comes off of him. It looks as though Cardavion Myers was just slippery there. Pace Osmond, great angle, just didn't make the tackle. And Cardavion Myers walks into the end zone for 6 points.
38-26, and they'll go for 2, looking to make it a 14-point gain. Jackson to the right of Hayes. Hayes will throw. Now he will roll far side under a lot of pressure, throws it up for grabs, back in the back of the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Had Mitchell back there, but Mitchell unable to hold on to it. So the score will remain Piedmont 38, Glencoe 26 on the Friday Night Network.
Hi, I'm Donnie Allison. This is the reason that Sonny King Ford is #1 and been that way since 1922.
It's not because we're throwing a payment at you that isn't mathematically possible. It's not because we offer $10,000 off even though we can't really do it. It's because our employees are our heartbeat. Great people being fair and transparent no matter what. Simply providing for their loved ones without selling their integrity. That's what's different at Sonny King Ford. It's where a handshake still matters.
38-26, Piedmont on top of Glencoe, still in the third quarter with just 15 seconds to go. At halftime, Piedmont led by 7 at 19-12, but that score changed in a hurry as both teams have really stepped it up on the offensive side of the ball here in the third quarter, Cody.
There's no doubt about that, Jeff. That's one thing they both decided to answer one another back and forth. And earlier today, Coach Smith talked to me about Taylor Hayes and said they ask a lot of him, but one thing that Taylor Hayes comes back to the sideline when he gets the play from Coach Smith, he says, what can I do, Coach? What can I do more? What do I need to do to take that help the team take that next step? And there on that long run, that's just one of those plays.
Darnell Jackson will kick it off for Piedmont, and prior to the kick, Piedmont was offsides. So we'll back it up 5 yards, and Piedmont, it's a do-over. They'll back it up to the 35 and kick off one more time.
Another special teams error tonight. That's a big thing Piedmont has to work on going through the rest of this season, because once you get into the playoffs, not taking anything away from this game or the regular season, but especially once you get into the playoffs, there are going to be teams that are very sound in every facet of the game, in all 3 phases of the game. And things like this could come back to haunt you.
And I don't think, Cody, and I'm sure you would agree with me on this, I'm not going out on a limb by saying that we're witnessing 2 playoff teams here tonight.
There's no doubt about that. And it would not shock me for the team, for one of these teams to end up in Tuscaloosa, or for the eventual team that represents the North in Tuscaloosa to have to go through one of these football teams to ultimately get there.
Short kick by Jackson, fielded by Osmond at the 19. He returns it all the way out to the 39, make it the 40-yard line. That's a 21-yard return. And once again, Glencoe will have great field position at the 40-yard line. 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We have an official's timeout. I think we may have an injury right here in front of us near the Glencoe bench. So they will tend to that injured young man, who, of course, we hope that's not a serious injury. As you see some of the scores in the area across the bottom of your screen, Ben Russell with a big lead there over Pell City. Donahoe and Winterboro, where the Bulldogs have the 5-point lead over the Falcons. Wadley leading TC. Of course, Opelika with the big lead over Oxford. And Weaver still clinging to that 1-point lead over Welborn. You see the scores. Cleburne County looks like they'll pick up yet another win here this evening. Southside Gadsden up big. Chelsea, Chilton County, that's a good one tonight down at Clanton. And leads third quarter on cruise control. Central Clay County and Tallahassee. It's a big region matchup right there, and tied up at halftime. St. Clair County has come back a bit in their game with Mortimer Jordan. Munford and Hanley. Well, it looks like that's a good ball game tonight. Tied at 22 apiece there in the second half. Of course, that game you can see on FNN2 tonight. Aaron Daniel with the play-by-play call there. The Golden Bears of Lincoln still looking for their first win, as are the Anniston Bulldogs, and Anniston with a 6-point lead. Westbrook Christian over Pleasant Valley. And it's good to see that young man back on his feet. Is that Blanchard?
That was Bailey Blanchard. It looked as though maybe, I think he just took a bad pop to the head. And to me, it looked like a possible concussion. Maybe he took a shot directly to the shoulder, landed awkwardly. I'm not for sure. But I know that once he did lay down here on the sidelines, he just laid there for just a little bit. So that's what led me to believe maybe he got quite possibly a concussion there. Don't want to make any speculation, just some observations I made there.
But it's good to see him walking off the field unassisted, and we always love to see that, and wish for the best for that young man who's had a heck of a football game tonight. He really has. I mean, many third down conversions by Piedmont, compliments of Mr. Blanchard.
And one thing about this rivalry game, the respect. You saw Glencoe showing great respect there as Bailey was injured on the sideline. There's something else to appreciate about this rivalry.
All right, this may be the final play of the third quarter. First down from the 40, and Wilson will call his own number, and Wilson will pick up 6 yards to the 46, and that is how the third quarter will end. We will head to the fourth and final. Piedmont leads by 12 on the Friday Night Network.
The customer service at Johnson's Giant Food is second to none. With check cashing, bill pay, Western Union, and money orders available, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience from the moment you enter the store until the time you leave. We do this with fast, friendly service from people you know and trust. Johnson's Giant Food almost always keeps all of its grocery checkout lanes open. Why do we do what we do? The answer is simple. It is for you, the customer.
No one's quite sure when boys turn into men, or if they ever do. And although we never had a choice on how we entered this world, we do have a choice on how we leave. If you've ever considered cremation, consider this. You can still have a funeral. You can still have a memorial service. That way, everyone you ever said hello to will have a way to say goodbye.
K.L. Brown Funeral Home and Crematory.
It's a packed house here at the Field of Champions this evening on the campus of Piedmont High School. It's the game of the week on the Friday Night Network. Alongside Cody Spoon and Kelly Talby, I'm Jeff Ellison, and we go to the fourth quarter. And yes, Piedmont's up by 12, but Glencoe, they're still in this football game, and here in the second half, they've shown an ability to score and score in a hurry.
I like what I see so far out of this Glencoe team as far as not letting any of this get into their head. They're fighting back for everything. They've earned every bit of it, and that just goes to show the type of players they are from their head coach. It just goes to show what type of coach he is, and they kind of take on his personality, and we can see that tonight here in Glencoe.
Second down 4 at the 46. That's Osment in motion, and Wilson to throw. And this ball is deflected by Brazier at the line. I think that was Brazier or Bobbitt. It was one of the two. It's incomplete. Third down and 4 now for Glencoe.
That was number 28, Austin Brazier. He kind of catches the arm and deflects that pass. Pace was wide open, and he could have made a move and took that one to the house for 6. So a good job there by Austin Brazier to kind of swat that ball and set up this third down and about 4 situation here for the Glencoe offense.
At the 46, they need the 50. Trips to the top of your screen for Glencoe, and prior to the snap, we've got a stoppage in play as the official on the near side comes running in and has thrown his flag. And this will be an easy way to acquire a first down. On 3rd and 4, Piedmont was offsides. They lined up in the neutral zone, and that 5-yard step off will give Glencoe a new set of downs.
And one thing you know Coach Smith will talk with his team about next week once he reviews the film is it's pretty evident the penalties in this ball game.
On the snap, yeah.
They have somewhat crippled Piedmont.
1st and 10 now for the Jackets at the Bulldog 49. Again, you see the 3 wide receivers to the top. And Wilson rolls that way and throws that way. And he hooks up with his wide receiver over there. That's Barkley, who hauls it in at the 42 for a pickup of 7.
Just a good rollout by Chase Wilson. Delivers the throw to number 22, Craig Barkley. Glencoe taking advantage of that first down Piedmont handed to him with the offsides penalty, setting up a 2nd and 3rd here.
11:25 and counting remaining in the game. Glencoe down by 12 with the football, and they've mounted a bit of a drive here as they have the football at the Piedmont 42. Snap back to Wilson. Wilson will run. Will be stopped short of his first down at the 40. It's just a pickup of 2 on the play there. To make the stop was Taylor Hayes for Piedmont.
The center and the guard did a great job there blocking Jamie Crutcher, number 55. But Taylor Hayes comes up in the hold, does a great job making the tackle there. And just a short gain, maybe a yard for Glencoe. It's setting up 3rd and 1 here. It's a big 3rd and 1 for both sides.
They need the 39 as the ball is resting, as you see there, at the 40. Play clock is at 5. Play clock is at 2. And they get the play off. And they have the first down as Wilson needed a yard and got 3. They'll reset the chains, and this drive will continue for Glencoe at the 37.
One thing we've seen work several times for this Glencoe offense is that 2 tight end set, just power football. Run it right at Piedmont. They've dominated in those situations most of the time. When it's been those short yardage situations, Glencoe has dominated at times. So Piedmont's going to have to find a way if they want to stop this drive. I'm sure that won't be the last time there's a short yardage situation.
Bush and Lang are to the near side on this first down call. Swing pass over here to Osment. Osment maybe a yard. That's all he's going to get. As that pass on the short side of the field, and Osment just ran out of real estate over here. At the 36, he's pushed out of bounds for just a pickup of 1.
Good job getting upfield by the Piedmont defense. They see that there's going to be a little bit of a swing pass out to pace Osment. They do a good job driving him out of bounds and avoiding a big gain.
Under 10 minutes, clock continues to wind down here in the 4th quarter. Glencoe down by 2 possessions, and they need points here on this possession. Wilson throws, got a receiver, got him open inside the 30, down near the 27-yard line. And that will move the chains again, I do believe.
A good job delivering that pass for a first down by Chase Wilson. He was receiving pressure as Taylor Hayes was sent on a blitz right up the middle. He comes in from that middle linebacker spot, showing all that pressure onto Chase Wilson. Chase Wilson still stands tall, throws that pass, and delivers a first down, what seems to be a first down.
Yeah, they will have to bring in the chains, and they'll bring in the chains from way over here and have to take them way over there, all the way across field. And they'll stretch it out there, and you'll see it in just a moment as looks good from here. Nose of the football, Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy Buckaloo says first down. First down Jackets now at the 27-yard line of Piedmont as they continue this drive. Piedmont, the number 3 ranked team, taking on the number 9 ranked Glencoe Yellow Jackets here this evening. Again, we've talked about it all night, the importance of this game as far as region play is concerned. First down now at the 27. Of course, Glencoe already with a victory over Welborn in region play. On the 27-yard line, they'll run it inside between the tackles. Just short pickup on the play, however. Give him 2 yards to the 25.
This is the type of drive you'd like to see earlier in this football game if you're Coach Osment and staff. It's one of those kind of statement drives like we saw that they had coming out in the second half. This drive right here is one of those you wish you had there in the first half. It's just one of those that you eat up the clock, you move the ball forward, and Piedmont hasn't really done anything so far to stop you.
At the 25, it's 2nd down and 8. And again, Glencoe with trips to the near side. And the play clock is at 3, and they get the play off. Wilson wants to throw. He does downfield. This pass is intercepted by Myers at the 10-yard line. He returns it out to the 14. That pass was overthrown, and Myers was just standing there waiting on it. Big INT, big turnover there as Glencoe comes up empty.
Wilson has been pretty good tonight, but he just makes a terrible decision there. Lost that football up. He had pressure coming from the outside from linebacker number 3, Kobe McFry. And we see him roll out. Kobe McFry, number 3 there. And he just rushed the throw. Wilson just tosses it up there. And Davion Myers, as you said, just waits on the football. Gets the pick there. Huge turnover for the Piedmont defense. If you're Glencoe's offense, that's kind of deflating here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you just got 8:23 to go in the game. And, you know, Glencoe, as far as possessions, they're not going to get their hands on the ball many more times in this game. Now there's Jackson outside, cuts back at the 20. Jackson's got a first down as he crosses the 25. That's a pickup of 14, maybe 15 yards on the play. And that's going to move the chains again for Piedmont.
And there we see that sweep play again. That's a play that more times than not has worked tonight. Piedmont has executed that play very well. We got to also give credit to the running ability of Darnell Jackson. We've seen several times where he should have been brought down, but he just makes a move here or there, just powers through a tackle and picks up a couple of extra yards. And there he gives another first down for this Piedmont offense.
Darnell Jackson with 3 touchdowns in this football game, including a 96-yard run for one of his 3 scores. And now Taylor Hayes picks up about 5 out to the 31-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 5 there for Piedmont.
It looks as though we have a flag on the play.
On the kickoff return earlier, while the officials made, of course, Bailey Blanchard was injured, and I think that Callie can give us an update on that injury.
Piedmont player number 8, Bailey Blanchard, is out for the rest of the game with undisclosed injuries. Back to you guys.
All right, so a blow there to Piedmont to find out and to hear that Bailey will not be back in this game. And the penalty, the ball is now placed at the 36-yard line, and from there it will be 2nd down for Piedmont. Make that first down, I think. Yeah, he's telling him it should, the down marker, that it should be first down, I think. 1st down and 1. You don't see that often, do you? 1st and 1 at the 36. He had the run of 4 yards, and then they had the 5-yard penalty, so that's 9 of the 10. So it's 1st and 1 at the 36. Needing the 37. And Hayes will take and give to Jackson, and Jackson spins his way and still on his feet. Will they ever bring him down? Yes. That might be the best run for no yardage I've seen in quite some time. So it's 2nd down and 1 now at the 36. He's a tough customer.
He is indeed. Jeff, one thing there, I mean, he gets tackled where they made initial contact. That's probably a 3 or 4 yard loss. He fights up forward, dances around, like you said, possibly the toughest, best no gain we've seen out of a running back.
Next week, you see it right there. It's doubleheader action next week here on FNN. Thursday night game, 2 top 10 teams will square off at Homer Smiles Field. That's Piedmont and Leeds, the Green Wave, on Thursday here on FNN. 2nd and 1 call. Hayes has the first down, I think, as they give him a spot up at the 37-yard line. And again, Piedmont in no hurry at all right here, Cody. I mean, they can see the score. They can see it's the 4th quarter and no need to hurry when you got a 12-point lead. They're going to stop the clock here and bring on the chains once more and measure.
Coach Smith here not wanting to score quickly, not wanting to give the ball back. You never know what you can do in certain situations. You try to throw a long strike, you may throw an interception. So here, Coach Smith just running bread and butter, power right, power left, just handing the ball off, having the quarterback keeper here and there. And he's just going to work this clock the rest of the way.
And you can see they picked up the necessary yardage right there to move the chains. So another first down for Piedmont, and that's going to allow them to at least run 2 or 3 more minutes off the clock by getting that first down right there.
And you can see it right now. There's a difference between the two sides. Piedmont kind of feels like they've got this in control. As Glencoe, you can see some hands on their hips. They're kind of getting worn down a little bit. Let's see if they can respond here late in this ball game.
From the 37, first down for the Bulldogs. Mitchell is to the near side. They snap the ball with 1 second left on the play clock, and Hayes has 4 to the 41-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 6 from that point.
And if you're Coach Smith, you have to be pleased with that. If you can call quarterback keeper multiple times in a row and you're getting 3 to 4 yards a pop, if your offensive line is getting that type of push, you've got to be happy with that moving forward in this football game. 5:35 clock rolling. And it doesn't look like this Glencoe defense is going to stop this Piedmont offense, just slowly grinding away at that clock.
Again, bleeding all of the play clock. It's at 4-3. They snap it at the 3-second mark, and they give the ball to Deontay Alexander, and look at him run with power. Fights his way up near the 48-yard line and near another first down for the Bulldogs, and Alexander's helmet came off. You see him there, number 25, so he will make his way to the Bulldog sideline.
Looks as though it might be a first down. I don't know if Mr. Buckaloo's going to call for a measurement.
And we are. How many measurements have we had in this game? Not a good night to be part of the chain gang. They've had a workout here this evening. So another measurement upcoming. And again, if they do move the chains, it just simply will allow Piedmont to run more clock here. They stretch it out, and that's a close one. Well, what do you say, Cody? Well, there's the answer. Took him a while, but finally he says first down, so Piedmont will just simply bleed more clock here. 38-26, 19-12 was the score at halftime. Piedmont with the 7-point lead, and now they've increased that lead to 12. As you see some of the scores around the area, of course, some of these games are near a final. A lot of fourth quarter scores now. And
looks as though Westbrook Christian, Westbrook Christian Pleasant Valley, that's a 3A Region 6, same region as these two right in front of us here today. So looks like Westbrook Christian has taken hold of that game.
All right, we have a timeout on the field, heat timeout, and we will step aside, take a break on the Friday Night Network.
If you've been around for over 40 years, you have to be doing something right. Hare Wrecker Service is well known as the largest wrecker service in Etowah County. The Hare name stands for dependability when it comes to having the right equipment to get the job done. Whether it's our small wreckers or rollbacks for cars or trucks, or large wreckers for heavy hauling and recoveries, Hare Wrecker Service has the power and the professional, trained, and certified team to get the job done. Serving all of Alabama from locations in Glencoe and Gadsden, Hare Wrecker Service.
First down for Piedmont at their own 48-yard line. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game, and Piedmont with the football. Jackson in motion. Jackson gets the call. Blockers in front. Bounces it outside and down the far boundary he goes. Cuts back at the 25. Another cut back. And finally Jackson taken down at the 6-yard line. That's a 47-yard run by Darnell Jackson. And another first and goal for Piedmont as they're looking to put the final nail in this one on this drive. And let's take a look at it again.
One thing I love about Darnell Jackson is his vision as he's moving up the football field. Watch this. He just shoots back inside. He sees a little bit of a hole there. And while he's got that power and he's got those moves, I think one thing that makes him somewhat of a complete back as far as his running ability is that vision he has. So he shows it there. He's shown it all over the night. And just a good run there by Darnell Jackson, as it's been pretty much the Darnell Jackson show if you really want to be honest about it.
We're near the 4-minute mark. First and goal at the 6. Jackson again, not this time, however. Down he goes at the 5-yard line. That will be just a 1-yard pickup. Bradley Scott made the tackle for Glencoe. Second down and goal at the 5 for Piedmont.
One thing that can be said from tonight's game as I'm watching, Pace Osmond has played nonstop on both sides of the ball. And that last tackle he made, he was slow to get up, but he is leaving everything he's got on the field tonight here at the Field of Champions. And he's done a great job as well. The entire Glencoe team has, but Pace Osmond just leaving everything he's got on the field.
3:30, 3:29. Clock continuing to roll. Second down goal, Piedmont at the 5. And now Coach Steve Smith walks out to about the 25-yard line and says, we need a timeout. So, timeout Piedmont, 3:21 still to go in this one. And we'll be back on the Friday Night Network.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Charles Goff in Rainbow City. State Farm is there.
It will be second down and goal for Piedmont at the 5-yard line when play resumes. Of course, Steve Smith, we've talked about him earlier, his 10th year as head coach of this Bulldog program. He's a 1988 graduate of Cherokee County High School up in Center, where he played his high school ball for legendary Hall of Famer Bobby Joe Johnson. From the 5, second and goal. Alexander will run it to the 4, and that's all. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play as Zach Cowley made the tackle for Glencoe. It's third down and goal at the 4. Under 3 minutes to go, and again Piedmont in no hurry at all with a 12-point lead. Again, we've talked about it, but they're doing the right thing. I mean, they're using all the play clock, and that's the wise move right here.
I'm not for sure on the exact time when they got that turnover, but here we're down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They've ate a lot of clock up here.
Third and goal at the 4. Low snap. Hayes comes up with it. Hayes fights his way to the 3, maybe, and that's all. And again, he was taken down there. Leading the charge was Bradley Scott once more for Glencoe. And now fourth down and goal at the 3-yard line for Piedmont.
Glencoe does not want to allow this score. They want to keep this game within 12 and try to get the ball back and at least put it within 6. I mean, this team is fighting. They've allowed this drive to take a lot of time, and they've allowed Piedmont to move the football. But here, within 5 yards of getting into the end zone, Glencoe just will not break.
So Glencoe to have any chance in this one, well, now prior to the snap, Piedmont wants their fight. No, check that. Glencoe uses one of its 3 timeouts. 1:54. All that's left in this one. We'll be back on the Friday Night Network.
Hi, I'm Donnie Allison. This is the reason that Sonny King Ford is #1 and been that way since 1922.
It's not because we're throwing a payment at you that isn't mathematically possible. It's not because we offer $10,000 off even though we can't really do it. It's because our employees are our heartbeat. Great people being fair and transparent no matter what. Simply providing for their loved ones without selling their integrity. That's what's different at Sonny King Ford. It's where a handshake still matters.
It will be 4th and goal for Piedmont at the 3-yard line when we resume play here from the Field of Champions. 38-26. You see the score as Glencoe trails Piedmont in this one. Coming up next for Piedmont, again, Thursday night game right here on FNN. Thursday night, they'll be on the road taking on the Leeds Green Wave. And then next week, next Friday night, you'll see Glencoe and Hoax Bluff. 4th and goal at the 3. Hayes throws into the end zone, and that pass is caught. Is that Blanchard back in the game? That was caught down in the corner of the end zone. Yeah, so I guess Blanchard talked the coaching staff into saying, hey, let me play, coach. So they put him back in there, and the very first play he scores a touchdown, and that may do it right there as Piedmont moves up by 3 scores.
Looks as though Blanchard's favoring that left arm, that left shoulder as he's running. See, he just takes his glove off.
Yeah, I don't think he's 100%, is he?
No. It's good to know that it's not more of a concussion-related thing. It's, you can see here, he goes up to get the ball, but he comes down, and when he lands, he kind of favors that left arm.
Point after, kick is up, and the kick is no good. He missed it wide right. So with 1:48 left in this football game, Piedmont in control, 44-26 over Glencoe on the Friday Night Network.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great. Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Calhoun Insurance in Oxford is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
18-point lead for the Bulldogs. Final 2 minutes of this one. And Piedmont will move to 4-0 on the year, while Glencoe will drop to 3-1. Jeff Ellison alongside Cody Spoon and Callie Talby describing the action for you here this evening from Piedmont, Alabama, as the Bulldogs prepare once more to kick back to Glencoe. Just a 7-point lead at halftime, but that 7-point Bulldog lead is now 18. Jackson will kick it for Piedmont. Osment's back deep, and this kick will be fielded by Osment at the 8. Osment at the 20. Osment in the open field at the 30. Gets a block there. 40. 45, penalty marker down as Osment crosses midfield. He zigs, he zags, and he's down at the 43 of Piedmont, but there are flags all over the field, and they will bring it back, but still, what an impressive return by Osment.
I believe this is going to be a hold against Glencoe on the return. Looked as though the blocker, one of the blockers for Pace Osment, held Cardavian Myers. I could be wrong, but it looked as though that happened right here in front of the press box.
Yeah, here at the 40-yard line, just in front of us. And there are 2 penalty markers here, one at the 40, one at the 36 of Glencoe, and that's from that point they will step off a 10-yard penalty, moves it back to the 30 of Glencoe, and from there it's Yellow Jacket football. 1st and 10. We'll get the call from Jimmy Buckaloo.
During the return, we have holding on the return team. It's a 10-yard foul from the spot of the foul. It's 1st down.
So just a minute and a half to go. Glencoe, they have 2 timeouts remaining, but they've got to do some quick work with just a minute and a half of action to go in this one. And they'll run the football on first down. Chase Wilson down the near boundary. He goes, crosses the 50 and out of bounds at the 48-yard line. That's a 22-yard run by Wilson to move the chains, and a 1st and 10 for Glencoe. He got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Wilson drops back looking for someone downfield. The defense, he noticed he had a lot of room to his right, so he just tucks it and runs. And as you said, a huge gain for this Glencoe offense, and he stops the clock, had the recognition to step out of bounds.
70 points scored in this football game, and Glencoe looking to put some more on the board as Wilson runs it for 11 down to the 37, and that's another chain mover for the Jackets.
Again, good job by Wilson. That was design keeper. He gets outside, runs it out of bounds to stop the clock. Still fighting to get some points on the board.
1st and 10 at the 37. Wilson to throw. Pass intended for Osment down near the 25-yard line. It falls incomplete. It will be 2nd down and 10.
And Wilson was pressured that time by Chase Bobbitt. He had to rush that throw a little bit. He was looking for Pace Osment on the out route. It looked as though Matthew Thornton, the 9th grader for Piedmont, was applying some pressure there as well.
Piedmont and Leeds, don't forget, next Thursday here on FNN. Wilson reverses his field and will run. 30, falls out of bounds inside the 25 to the 24. That's a pickup of 13 more, and another 1st down for Glencoe as they'll stop the clock with 1:06 left in the game.
That's linebacker number 22, Trey Snyder for Piedmont, that kind of ran alongside Wilson to force him out of bounds. If you look downfield on that play, Pace Osment was wide open right in front of the end zone.
At the 23, 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. Over the middle, nearly picked off. Ball was batted into the air, and you just called that name, Trey Snyder, and he almost came up with an INT. 2nd down, call it the 24-yard line for Glencoe with a minute to go.
Yet again, Chase Wilson over the middle. Pace Osment was wide open. Just a good job there by Trey Snyder to get his hands up and deflect that pass.
FNN2 next week, you see, will be in Moody. The Blue Devils in action. 2nd down, pass, Wilson. It's batted into the air. It falls incomplete. He was hit just as he released the football. Falls to the turf. 3rd down 10 now at the 24.
Wilson drops back. He's looking left. He looks and looks. No pressure from Piedmont's defense. Chase Bobbitt kind of slowed up because he thought that someone else was going to make a play on Wilson. He realized Wilson started running toward him to look back right to make the throw. And Bobbitt just comes in to make the play.
At the 24, Glencoe needs 10 yards on this 3rd. Well, they really need more than that, don't they? They need 6 points. Wilson steps up in the pocket. He was able to elude Bobbitt, but there were more blue jerseys to take him down at the 21-yard line for just a pickup of 3. And quickly, Glencoe uses one of its 2 remaining timeouts. 42 seconds, all that's left in this one. Another break. We'll be back with the conclusion of this one on the Friday Night Network.
At Eye Care Alabama, it's our personal one-on-one approach to optometry that keeps patients coming back. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and the team strive to provide the finest in optometry services, including complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Please browse our website to learn more about our optometry services, and we invite you to join our patient family by scheduling an eye exam appointment at any of our offices in Piedmont, Roanoke, or Heflin. Eye Care Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
Just 42 seconds to go. It will be 4th down and 7 for Glencoe at the Piedmont 21-yard line. 18-point lead for the Bulldogs. And with this win, Piedmont will move to 4-0 on the year. And again, next week, they'll be on the road at Leeds. Glencoe drops to 3-1 after this tonight, their first loss of the year. They'll return home next Friday and take on rival Hoax Bluff. And you will see both those games here on FNN. Needs 7 yards here on 4th down. Wilson throws into the end zone. This pass is nearly picked off. Osment, the intended receiver. Myers knocks it down, so the ball goes over to Piedmont now. 1st down at the 21. And it's time for the old kneel down, I'm sure.
No doubt about that. And one thing about this game, don't let the scoreboard fool you. If there's going to be some people that didn't get to watch this game, didn't get to listen to this game, they're going to look back on the scoreboard and think, you know, Piedmont just ran away with this the entire ball game. But a good job here tonight by Glencoe. This was a great football game for a while here. And this, like you said earlier, we're definitely looking at 2 quality playoff teams here in Piedmont and Glencoe.
1st down at the 21. And you can see Hayes from that formation will just take a knee. And he does. And unless Glencoe uses its final timeout, and I doubt they will, there will be no need to run another play.
Saw a score from Region 6. Kind of has to do with Piedmont and Glencoe. Walter Welborn pulled out ahead of Weaver 54-34. So there in the second half, Walter Welborn kicked it back up and won that football game.
Both teams are slowly making their way to midfield as the clock winds down. You see the final score, and the Piedmont Bulldogs will walk away a victor here at the Field of Champions.
Piedmont with a hard-fought
Tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week has been presented by Sonny King Ford and by Samco Express Marts. FNN High School Football is sponsored by Calhoun Insurance, Cycle World Power Sports, First Bank of Alabama, Food Outlet, and by Avery Auto Sales. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Anniston EMS, Wesley's Paint and Body, Cotton State Barns, K.L. Brown Memory Chapel, Glencoe Jewelry Sales, Cable One, and Skinner Body Shop. We'll wrap up tonight's game with highlights and more. Plus, look ahead to next week when we continue on FNN, the Friday Night Network.
At Johnson's Giant Food, we pride ourselves with having the freshest produce in town. Our goal is to provide you with produce that not only looks, but tastes like it just came off the farm. And your family's safety is our foremost concern. That's why we wrap and seal our produce, for freshness and safety. That way, you are not buying a product that has been picked over and handled by others. At Johnson's Giant Food, quality and freshness is our pledge to you.
And welcome back to the Field of Champions as the teams are in midfield. And this one is over as Glencoe has suffered its first loss of the season. You see it 44-26, the final count here. And you mentioned it, Cody, the fact that really almost for 3 quarters, this was a football game.
For sure, Jeff. And one thing about this game is going into it, if Glencoe wins this football game, that puts them in the driver's seat for this Region 6 championship. But now Piedmont gets a huge win at home, but they still have a lot of quality teams left on their schedule to play. I know Leeds doesn't count. That's another quality team that's going to test you. But once you get back into region play, you haven't played Walter Welborn yet, so that's going to be a definite test for you. You got a few more teams you're going to have to play to get through the rest of this region. And so look for Piedmont now, maybe in first place, but it's going to be a long road to that game, that Week 10, and securing that region championship.
Once again, the final score, Piedmont 44, Glencoe 26. That's going to do it from the Field of Champions. Thanks for joining us for Cody Spoon and Kelly Tallby down on the field, and the entire FNN staff, I'm Jeff Ellison. Good night from Piedmont.